Well. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Kryptic Gaming's Welfare and Mental Health podcast. This is, without a doubt, one of the most needed conversations that we need to have. It is Mental Health Awareness Month. So I think having this brought to you by Kryptic Gaming is a very good opportunity. But I cannot do this alone. That's right. So I'm co-hosting today with me. First of all, let's introduce a truly fabulous Serene. Hello, Serene.
Hello there, Dan.
Hey, what up, girl? You good?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling all right. I'm feeling a bit nervous, but we take it.
We've got this.
We got this. We got it.
I believe.
Facts. So, Shireen, tell me and the rest of the Welfare and Mental Health podcast, who are you, girl?
So, for those of you who don't know me, I am Serena, and I am part of Kryptic Gaming. Yeah, and I work with the welfare team, and I work alongside you.
Hello,
the beautiful Dan.
Hello. So, what do you think? How do you think welfare is? How important do you think it is to have a welfare part of a organization? How do you feel about that?
Oh, it is so important. It's important for streamers. It's important for the managers as well in the community, because I don't think they also realize how much stress they put on themselves as well. And sometimes they just need a vent. Sometimes they might not have anything wrong with them. They just need to vent.
110%. 100%. Yes. I think it's really valuable. I think it's really key. And I think having individuals that you can go to and have a conversation with is so good. So good.
Yeah.
But Shireen, well, I don't think we're enough. You know what I mean? I don't think we're enough. It's like one homosexual and Shireen. We can't do this alone. So we're going to bring on our next. This is it. We're going to bring on another guest. The goddess of note taking. The goddess of note taking. But she is so lovely, all the way from NA. Here is Shay, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello.
Hi, Shay.
Hello.
Hi.
Let's go. So, Shay, tell everyone a little bit about yourself.
Hi, guys. I'm Shay. I'm also the Sunshine Sith in the Discord. That's in case you don't know who I am. So I actually recently just became the head of business operations. I work on the welfare team alongside Serena, who's my lovely, lovely boss, and I adore her. And it's so awesome working with her. Absolutely awesome. I'm also a content creator for NA. So, I stream occasionally, always repping Kryptic. Love you guys. Love this fam. So excited for today.
Yeah, this is going to be really good. And like I said before, I think it's going to be really important. It's really important. So along with that, we do have in the chat, it will come up. We have an anonymous Google form, Google Sheet. So if you want to ask any questions that about anything to do with your own issues, anything about mental health, that Google Sheet allows you to do this anonymously. And then we can read them out, and then we can go through and think of what we can do. There we go. There it's right there. So perfect. And also, if you'd like to just hit up in the chat, you're more than welcome to. So, let's touch upon the individuals. You'll see right here. So, Serene and Shay.
Yes.
4 out of 10 people suffer from a mental health disorder.
Yeah.
I'm one of them. I suffer from anxiety and depression. I'll go more into that a bit later. But Serene, you go first, ladies.
So I suffer with depression. I have done since I was in academy, and for you NA guys, that will be high school. I had to think there. I was like, elementary, high school, high school. So I got diagnosed when I was about 16 and have kind of suffered with it ever since. Not on any medication for it though. I just I did deal with counselors and stuff like that, and they helped me a lot. And I also deal with ADHD. I was a late diagnosis because for you who aren't aware, females hide it better than boys do. And yeah, so I've been dealing with them, and they kind of clash sometimes because with depression, you don't want to do much stuff, and then with ADHD, you're quite spontaneous, so they kind of clash. But yeah, we're working with it.
That's really good news. That's really good news. So we're gonna touch. I want to go back onto that shortly, but I want to hear Shay about yourself, girl.
Hey, so just kind of like you guys have been saying, I also have my own fair share of mental health struggles. I was officially diagnosed with depression and anxiety back in high school. And I'm still dealing with them. I did attend personal, like individual counseling. I was on medication for the depression for a while. I was weaned off. I'm no longer on it. But I still, really I still deal with like the effects of depression and anxiety, on the daily.
So one thing I have noticed here is both of you have been like diagnosed at quite a young age. So how has that impacted you through where you are now? Serene, take it away.
So obviously when I was at school, it was a little bit harder, just because I didn't really feel like I fit into a group, how you have your popular groups, your nerds or whatever. I didn't really feel like I fit in, so this sounds really sad, but it's not. I used to kind of be on my own a lot, but I would just listen to music, and music really helped me when I was at school. Just absolutely any kind of music. And especially when I was feeling really depressed, I would fake being ill and just not turn up to school some days, which obviously did affect my grades a little bit.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it was hard dealing with it a lot younger. And I think obviously I'm 22 now, but when I was about 15 or even 14 even, it wasn't really spoken about much, which at that age as well, it was hard to find help. So yeah, it was hard.
Fair. I'm, by the way, you're going to have to deal with this a little bit, but I sharing stories of mental health takes a lot of courage. So every time that people say these sorts of things, I'm going to thank you, because I think that's one of the key things. That's one of the key things to do here is when anybody shares their weaknesses and their vulnerability, it is always nice to appreciate it. So I want to say thank you, Shireen. Thank you.
No
so
worries.
Now, thank you. And now we're going to move on to Shay. So same sort of question. So being diagnosed quite younger, how did that affect you as an individual?
I definitely struggled with it at first. Having the label was really scary for me because I knew what I'd been dealing with. I'd been dealing with it for such a long time before the diagnosis. I think my biggest concern, though, was I knew from a young age that I wanted to be in the mental health field. I wanted to be a counselor, a therapist. Yeah. So having a mental illness, mental illness is, but wanting to work in mental health, I was so terrified of getting that label. Would my employers be able to see it? Yeah. Would that affect me being able to get a job? Am I doing the right thing? So that was kind of devastating. I recognize now that, employers can't have access to that information in the NA. Not sure about EU, but it's still kind of a struggle. I've talked to people about my difficulties before, and I'll never forget, someone once said, "Oh, you're going to be a counselor, but you can't help yourself." And
that's wild.
A lot of people say that. A lot of people say that, and it's hard. It's hard to deal with that because it's no, I do know how to help people actually, but when it does come to yourself, it's a whole other boat.
Yeah, this is true. Now, I think as well, when people say to you, you can't help anybody because you can't help yourself, they are completely underestimating your past. They're completely underestimating what you have learned as an individual. What you can deliver to help somebody is completely crucial to their help as well. Because at the end of the day, I think the most repulsive thing that somebody can say, when somebody comes up to you with an issue and that person goes, "Oh, only time will heal." What is that? What is that?
Literally. I know people say to reassure someone, but it's hard.
Who was that at the bottom then? I saw that.
Titch.
What up? So, oh my god, is that who I think that is? Oh my god, it's Steph! Sorry, I think I know who she is.
Wait, is her name Steph? Wait, pause the podcast. My name's Steph too. Steph Gang.
Let's go. I think that might be. Yes! She's in my mental health and counseling class. Let's go, Steph. Let's go, Queen.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Richie has a really good, valid point, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
That means a lot. Thank you for saying that.
Oh.
Yeah, like I think like having that moment where, like, having a situation where you can actually talk to somebody, like, and having that trust within that situation, I think it's completely so valuable. But ladies,
sir,
I am terribly sorry for what I'm about to put you through, but it is needed. So, ladies and gentlemen, whoever is watching this, we've got a small challenge. So, ladies, what I want you to do. Actually, screw it. Jester, play the music. Dance, everybody! Yes! Let's go! Oh, shit! Oh! Yes!
I'm doing my hands. I'm like, move! Do a
So, ladies and gentlemen, what you've just seen there, that is what we're going to do to bring up the tone. Sometimes it might get a little bit too deep, a bit too crazy. So we're going to fucking out of breath. Sorry for swearing.
Zen.
I almost fist bumped. Like my jersey almost came out. I stopped myself.
So we welcome you to video that next time. We're going to give you a 60-second warning. Video it, and what I want you to do is post it on Twitter using the @Kryptic Gaming, and then we're going to pick the best, and then we're going to go from there. So we welcome you to join our dance party. You wouldn't expect that coming, did you, ladies? Nah.
You kind of got me scared. I have a question for Shay, actually, that just popped into my mind.
Go for it.
So obviously we both suffer with ADHD. I was wondering, at high school, like, did you ever get told off a lot? Like, were teachers never understand him? Because, like, with mine, I'm really chatty. Like, did you ever get, like, told off? Because I remember, like, some of my teachers would tell me to, like, literally remove myself from the classroom because I was, like, disrupting the class. And it was like, I cannot help this.
I think I definitely did. You know, you guys get report cards in the EU, and they have like comments.
I used to hide them.
On my report card,
touchy.
It always said something about
my anxiety just went.
Yes. sorry. I should put a warning before.
My teacher, my counselling teacher, might be watching this now. And like
goodness. My report cards, because they always could put comments, and my teachers always said something about she's a bit of a social butterfly, and her chattiness is distracting her from learning.
That is social butterfly.
Like I couldn't help myself. I still sometimes can't help myself, and I like talk too much. Like it's like that and the anxiety. It kind of way too chatty. Good for podcasts. Good for podcasts.
Oh, yeah.
Not for in-class learning because I will not shut
absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay. So I'm gonna touch upon something that then we're going to go to the questions after this one. So you just have to remind me because I can talk about this all day. Like, so with anxiety, that being one of the most common mental health disorders, period. Like, it sometimes is very hard to do the most normal things, most easiest of things. And some people really like stereotype that as the person suffering with anxiety just can't be bothered to do it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I really got with my anxiety, I really struggled going to work. That's my thing. Like, I sometimes wake up and, I see somebody has redeemed the stretch.
You know what that means?
Oh, yeah, Daddy.
Yes. The legs. Don't forget the legs.
Oh, the legs.
My legs can't stretch. I don't.
There you go. Just
there
imagine.
We go.
Thank you for redeeming the stretch.
That's it.
Love it.
God, it's not a workout. But anyway, as I was saying, so when I used to like call in sick sometimes because I was genuinely feeling sick. Like I can't fulfill like what the day-to-day task. And sometimes that made me feel really weak. Like, and people were like just calling me up going, "Yeah, you're faking it. You just want to play the new card." I'm like, no. Yes, but no.
Yeah.
Like, but like honestly, sometimes I really just felt really low and I can't fulfill a basic task. Has anybody ever like, I don't know, discriminated you on your like mental health?
I think depression as well, because like sometimes like I don't want to get out of bed, or like I don't want to shower, or I don't want to clean my bedroom, for instance. In like family members would be like, oh, like, come on, this is a joke, like your room is a mess, and it's like, yeah, but like I don't have the energy. I do not have the energy, and you're making me feel guilty for that. So yeah,
that's good. That's like it's a strange one, isn't it? It's a strange one. How about you, Shay?
Oh, 100%. I mean, I couldn't count how many times someone would say, why can't you just do it? Just do it. It's not hard. It's easy.
Absolutely.
Like but it's, people don't understand. It's like physically paralyzing for me to do certain things. Like I can't almost every time I go to the store, like let's say I have to go to Walgreens, I have to just go pick up something real fast. I sit there for 5-10 minutes just frozen in place, because like my anxiety starts peaking up, especially the pandemic just heightened that like a million times. Oh my god. Like I don't go anywhere anymore, and I you know, I feel it like affecting my anxiety when I have to. But it's like there's this paralyzing, like, okay, you just have to get up and get out of the car. It's not hard. Like that's on repeat in your brain, but like you can't. You physically can't.
Me myself, I don't suffer with anxiety, but I've definitely felt like anxiety, like trying to phone, like to book an appointment, or like when you're receiving change back and there's a massive queue behind you and you're like quick, and you like hurry up, like I know what you mean in that like aspects.
There's like how I feel like, because my personal experience when it comes to like, so if people don't know me, so I am this person, as it says here, but I also work, I'm also a representative for Rise Gaming as well, but also along with that, I work in the adult industry, so in like pornography and stuff like that, and that can sometimes really, really hinder you. That can really hinder you in anything that is a sensitive subject. And the best way so I met a girl once who came on to shoot, and she had anxiety. So an adult performer having anxiety, that's quite massive, because they're used to they're used to the industry. Yeah. And she said to me, like, and I always remember it, it is essentially walking around with rocks attached to yourself.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what it feels like.
Yeah, and that is basically a good description of it.
Right. And another thing she did say as well, it's like, so if somebody doesn't even understand anxiety, or they have not felt it, what I need you to do is remember back in the times where you have to face a situation and your mind tells you, what if this happens, right? It's a what if that happens. But now use that for waking up. When you're waking up and going, what if I fall over to the kitchen? What if what happens if the water's not there? What happens if I can't pay the bills? What happens if I can't go to college? And it goes on and on and on. Like, so like people sometimes might not think about that, but like, what if, like, that's one of the main causes of panic attacks, and they're not fake either. They're not fake either. Trust.
No.
Like,
big trust on that one.
Yeah, they can feel as if you're having a heart attack, or as if you are dying, because like the process of you like, oh shit, like what's going on, and then you having to like actually like process, like I am having a panic attack, and then you need to think like, what do I do? Especially if you are alone, it can take a long time for you to like stop having a panic attack as well.
Absolutely.
Especially when you're having trouble breathing and you recognize like, oh shit, like, oh god, I can't breathe, and then you start panicking more because you can't breathe. You can't. Breathing is one of the most relaxing, natural things we can do to calm ourselves down, but you literally like can't take in breaths.
I think terrifying. The best way to describe like a panic attack is if you are not a great swimmer and you are in the deep end and you're not realizing how deep you actually are, and like, oh
that's
shit,
really
like,
good.
Quick, can you get to shallow? Like,
that's
it's
really
hard.
Good. That's really good. By the way, if Steph is still in the chat, note that down, because I'm going to bring that up in tomorrow's class. Like, Before we go, before we're going to go into some bits and pieces when it comes to the anonymous Google sheet, I don't know how that's going to work, whether we're looking or it's going to be bang on screen. But even though it's fine, so I think one of the most important things that we can touch about a bit later is how to deal with these things, not professionally, like just how us three deal with those things. And I think, and obviously, we're not professionals. Well, I don't know about these ladies, but I'm definitely not a professional. You can imagine. But like, also, guys, if you want to jump in, ask some questions in the chat, get involved in the chat. Because
what do you want to talk about?
Exactly it. And if you do feel like you want to have this as an anonymous, the Google sheet is there to do so. So, shall we go to the Google sheet? Alrighty. Okay, if you have anything that you would like to be specific, that's, you know, when you're busy reading something and it goes away.
There you go.
There we are. If you have anything you would like to for a specialist to cover, fill out by following the form at this. Everything is private and confidential. We are offering a aftercare service. Also, that is very important that we are indeed. You can. It's not a case of you can choose who you want for an app. You're welcome.
I love that he's apologizing.
If you do feel like you want some aftercare services, if we touched upon anything that is caused you to trigger, all three of us are free all night, pretty much. Yes. So come to us and chat. We're here for you. We've even got notepads. Shay, get the notepad, babe.
I got it. I have a whole binder. Chat. I love taking notes. Right. I have sticky notes everywhere. I'm with it, and we are here for you.
Facts. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is, how do you feel about going through some of the anonymous submissions?
Yeah,
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Alrighty. I don't know how this is going to work. I don't know whether it's going to come up on stream, or do we read it?
Maybe if you'd like to give us like this little summary of what they said.
Read it.
Let's go. Okay, so the first one. Okay, right. Okay, mental health and suicides, and how bullying and abuse can have a huge impact on someone who is struggling from mental health issues. Okay, that's wild. That's a really hard. So okay, so first thing, right before we go into, I can't even find it. There we go. So this is something that is really hard to talk about. And before we do start talking about it, Kryptic Gaming has kindly offered, if you look below, there are Samaritan helplines. That is both for EU and NA also. So please do not feel embarrassed. If you feel like you can't, like if you want to talk to somebody, those are professionals. Please do so. So how we're going to go on this, I think we're going to start with the bullying first. I think.
Okay, bullying.
Yeah, to kind of like lay this down. Okay, so bullying is really tough. I remember being at school and going to my tutor saying, I'm getting bullied, I'm getting beaten up and stuff like that for being gay. Like, hello, it's campus Christmas. And they say, like, aren't you used to it by now? So I literally had no one. I couldn't really talk to my parents because I don't want them to feel scared about me going to school.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? And like, and that's where, like, I think the best tool for that, in my opinion, then we'll move on to yours, ladies, is self-analyzing yourself. Like, nothing too crazy. Like, if somebody is, like, I've gained a lot of weight during COVID. I'm not going to lie. I am, God, like, right? And there's a lot of people going through that at the minute. And it's about self-expression. It's about enjoying who you are as an individual, regardless of other people's opinions. Like, I'm chunky yet funky, but I can do exactly the same thing. Exactly. Love yourself is the most important thing.
Yes.
And if you're struggling to do that, if you're struggling to like love yourself, step back and think to yourself, who are you as an individual? Like, who are you as an individual? What music do you like? What films do you like?
Yes.
Like, get to know yourself. Like, and through that, you'll find love and affection for yourself through that. I found that's the easiest way for me to do it. And I also got tattoos, but I don't recommend that.
What's wrong with tattoos?
Like, I know.
Right. So we're going to pass this over to Shireen. So bullying, how did that affect your mental health?
I mean, I never got bullied at school, luckily. But I know one of my family members did, and it was down to his weight. He was friends with everyone. He was a really nice person, but it was just down because he was the fat kid in his class. And it was horrible because he, I used to watch like my auntie, his mom, like report to the teacher, if you're being bullied, like report to the teacher. And he would. And unfortunately, they wouldn't do much. They would acknowledge him and, say like, oh, like don't hang around with those like people, like stay away. Like, and he did, but they just used to follow him everywhere, pick on him, especially lunch times and at the canteen and stuff. And the best bit that helped him was sports, football with his friends. They couldn't really pick on him when he was playing football at school because, well, I don't know about other people's school, but at our school we had like teachers that would like look around.
Let's go.
Yeah. And music helped him a lot.
Yeah, I think music helped me. Yeah, there you go.
I think music is a huge like thing up there to help people.
It's powerful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Before we move on to Shay, I wanna like, so with that music at hand, just to lighten the things up. You know what time it is? You got 60 seconds. Get ready with your phone, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready, because we're about to have a dance party in 60 seconds. I'm not going to time record, but get ready, because I want to see them. Okay, so before we do that, before we go into crazy, because we're going to move on to Shay shortly with your bullying story. First of all, Shay, favorite artist at the minute, go.
Hailstorm.
Okay, damn. Serene, favorite artist.
God, I don't know.
Pressure.
Pressure. Under pressure. Under pressure.
10 seconds.
Now this is now welcome to pressure.
Yes.
How all of us is going from this?
This is like Zumba.
It is.
Zumba podcast.
Kid Rock. Nice.
Kid Rock, nice. Again, I'm exhausted. Okay.
Absolute panic, like trying to like quick move, do something. Pull yourself.
Will you be throwing shapes throughout the stream? Make sure you have there's a little break to ensure everybody.
Remember to stay hydrated.
Yes. Have your beverages. Maybe a snack if you're hungry.
I did it at the wrong time. I spilled Fanta all over myself.
Yes.
Now I'm soaking wet. I don't understand. Right.
Honestly, it really do be like that sometimes.
This is it. Right. Okay, so where were we? So we're talking about bullying at school and how that can affect you. So Shay,
yes.
How did being bullied at school, or if you did, how did that affect your mental health?
Oh God, I got bullied relentlessly. My entire life, basically. So here's the thing. I'm 5'8", right?
Okay.
But I started growing really fast and when I was really young. Like I was always the tallest in my class, right? But as a girl, people thought that was really weird. So I got picked on a lot for that. Like they made me feel like alien, like there's something wrong with me because of my height. Yeah. So that was like a big thing. I was also always a little chunkier as a kid, but and when I look, here's the thing, when I look back at pictures of myself, I really wasn't that large, but they would make fun of my weight, my height. They did. Like I was looking at old pictures the other day and I was like, why did I let them convince me? I was so,
Yeah.
But it just, it was bad. It was just really bad. And I would talk to teachers and they tried to help, but the problem is sometimes there's nothing they can really do.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's still good to turn to like if you're younger, turn to like an adult figure for support. But I think what helped me get through the bullying was definitely music. Like that always.
Yeah.
Loved music. Agree. But I think it was something actually Lexi kind of said it earlier in the chat. Like I kind of had to fall in love with myself. I had to like you're saying too, Dan, like I had to realize I have value and worth outside of the things that they were picking on me for, and that I have things to offer. And that kind of trying to change my mentality with that, alongside with the depression, was difficult, and it's still a process I'm working with. But I think trying to love yourself and having self-love really just can kind of cancel out all the negative extra.
I agree.
Yeah.
Pardon me.
Yeah. No, I agree.
So there's something else I want to on this same subject. I learned a long time ago, and Jaster knows this. I've said to him before, but I don't know if you ladies know this, and I wish I knew this when I was younger. But there is a proven effect called the illusory effect, and what that does is when you're telling yourself a piece of false information, a lot of the time it becomes fact in your life. Yeah. So I can be like, I'm not short, but if somebody was short, it's like, I'm too short, I'm too short, I'm too short, I'm too short, and keeps telling themselves every single day that they are just too short. Like, that becomes fact in their head. Like, and when you said, Shay, when you look back at it, it's like, you know, like I wasn't really the height that I thought I was, right? But that is a proven fact. That is a proven effect. So that is something that, like, you can analyze yourself. It's like, am I telling myself, like, am I too fat during COVID? Like, I can go down that field, but realistically, just stepping back and going, no, I like it. I don't care. I might have 8 chins, but at least, like, I could look like Shrek and love it. You know what I mean? Like, it's
Shrek is beautiful.
Facts. Shrek is life. Don't forget that. It's an old school reference. That. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the hardest topic of this anonymous form, which is suicide. So I'm gonna tell, ladies. Do you mind if I tell a story? Am I allowed to tell a story?
Please.
On you go.
Okay, so first of all, I had a friend of mine who essentially grew up with really rough parents. So they the parents would argue, and then when he was younger, would blame it on him. Blame it on, like, you came in, you ruined my marriage. This is the reason why we can't, like, have Christmases, birthdays. Yeah. He never celebrated his birthday. It was Christmas. It was always down to his friends to kind of go, yo, it's your birthday, let's go and do something. But we'd always have to do it in the quiet because his parents were just like, nah, fuck you, like, all of it, right? So when he turned 18, it was 18, and his parents started to see him progress into college and doing something that, like, really seeing something. And I remember, like, having this conversation with the parents and stuff like that because they've met mine and stuff like that. And, like, I'm really happy about my son, like, pushing through dance and pushing through drama, but we just don't know how to talk about it. We don't know how to talk about it with him because they've been so abusive beforehand. Yeah. They have no idea how to approach the scenario, right? So this bit's hard because it's difficult because this is the reason why people should call suicide hotline. They should use the hotlines and talk to people because this is so important, because one misunderstanding can change your life completely. Yeah. So essentially, he called his mum up after hearing all of this. Like, we've had this conversation with his mum saying, oh, they don't know how to support you, so talk to them about it. Like, have that conversation. And so they called up, and that happened, and it was on his birthday. Called up, and what he heard was those two arguing. He automatically assumed, since his past, that they're arguing about him on his birthday, when in fact they were only arguing because they didn't know how to approach the subject with him. That he killed himself because of...
Yeah. Like, flashbacks.
Yeah, he killed himself because he thought on his 18th birthday he wished he was never born, because it was a complete misunderstanding, because they wanted to talk about exactly the same thing, but it's just that the previous damage pushed it into play, and he killed himself because of it. If he had just went, why are you arguing? Or if they said, why, like, sorry about that, we're just worried about how we're going to bring something up to you. if like, I know there's a lot of what ifs, and it's giving me anxiety even talking about it because I don't want to insult anybody. But there's levels of understanding where like having to talk to a counselor would have helped a lot with that.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the reason why I feel like suicide is such a hard topic, because everybody has a frame of mind where the world looks different in people's eyes where we can look at it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So with that, like I've seen a therapist because of it, not necessarily because of that, but I've dealt with grief is the key thing. Grief is key. Like how to deal with grief is the most, like that is how you deal with it. Grief is actually a emotion that like hinders you so many things. You have to, when you break up from a relationship, there's grief involved. When you lose, when you finish college and you leave all your friends, there's grief involved. When like, you know, grief is such a hard topic. So I'm going to ask you ladies, I know it's been a bit of a shit conversation, you know, but I want you to talk about grief. I know it's a bit of a hard topic, but I want you to talk about grief. So Shay, this time I'm going to throw it to you. Go ahead.
Oh, goodness. Starting off with me. Oh, man. Grief is just so hard to unpack, because when you think of grief, grieving comes in so many different forms, like you're saying. Like losing a loved one, you know, that can have such a huge impact. I think for me, grieving has been incredibly hard for me, especially with depression, because I don't process grief, I think, the way that I should. You know, there's healthy ways to process grief. You know, there's sort of like a flow that it kind of takes. You know, the 5 stages of grief. Or the 10, 5. Forgive me, I'm blanking on the number right now.
I know what you mean.
But I feel like when you have depression or some sort of mental illness that kind of mirrors depression, you don't know how to sit with that sort of feeling, and you don't know how to work through it. Like when I lose loved ones, like my uncle recently passed away, and I found myself really struggling with, how do I take this hurt and these feelings and missing him, and how do I move beyond it? How do I accept that he's gone, but accept my feelings also, and find a healthy way to just not quite let it go? Because when you lose a person, you know, you don't forget them, obviously, but a healthy way to acknowledge what's happened, understand my feelings, and work through it.
Yeah, that's really good. Thank you, Shay.
Yeah.
That was really nice. Thank you. You can see I'm saying thank you a lot again.
Yeah. No, I love it.
Normal. It's normal.
Yeah. So Sharina, like, same question goes to you. Like, how?
I mean, again, like there's no right way to do it. Everyone is completely different. And the first person I ever lost was to suicide, and it was my auntie. And I just left school, so I was 16. And I was also dealing with depression as well. So I think that also didn't help, because, again, I didn't know how to process it or what the correct way. Like, everyone in my family was, you know, really upset. That's completely normal. And I just kind of wanted to help everyone else and wanted to put me last type of thing. And I would just lock myself in my room, kind of, and listen to music and kind of just built my walls up. I didn't want anyone, you know, how are you? I'm fine. Like, I'm fine. When I wasn't fine. And I didn't know how to cope, especially at 16 years old. Like, it was the first person I ever lost, and it was to suicide. And I didn't quite understand, you know, like, why didn't she come talk to me type of thing? Why didn't she come talk to anyone? And it was such a hard thing to process at a young age. And I wouldn't wish it upon anyone. It's horrible. And music definitely helped me, and video games definitely helped me.
Absolutely.
Video games.
Absolutely. Like, it's a case of like kind of like I think grief can be pushed under the rug and can cause random bursts of the stages, and it is different for everyone. High facts.
Yeah,
High
completely.
facts.
Especially if you have like depression. For me, I'm sorry to sort of cut you off there, Dan.
It's okay.
But when you have depression, you don't want to feel the emotions. Like, you don't want to acknowledge your grief. So you just kind of try to shove it away. You don't want to acknowledge it. But then it bubbles up. You can't. Something so powerful and profound as grief cannot be shoved under the rug. It's going to leak out into every aspect of your life, which is why you have to use these methods.
Yeah, I think like little things can like trigger like people as well. Like when it comes to grief, like it's just a littlest of thing, and then you have to just walk away and cry for a bit.
Yeah. There's sorry to Serene, sorry to interrupt.
No, you're okay.
I just really want to bring this up. This is kind of something that like it's a really hard subject, but if you notice like how like the conversation like when we have those comments pop up on our screen and stuff like that, how important they are, and how like everybody can identify with grief in their own way. So I just want to, from all of us here, we just want to say thank you for having the time to put that into the chat, like, and whoever felt uncomfortable, they don't want to, thank you for even thinking about it.
Does
that make sense?
Definitely.
So like I'm going to touch upon something in a minute when it comes to show love to everyone. Thank you, lad. Thank you. So on a lighter note, we have just had a small GM.
Yes.
So before we're going to have an next dance party very, very shortly, but we do have we're yet to see it, but we do have a submission that we would like to show on screen. I don't know whether we're ready for it, but
oh dear,
I don't know.
Scared.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Oh my God, let's go.
Oh my God.
Yes,
I love it.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
Thank you for the submission.
Thank you for the submission.
Amazing.
So yeah, guys, if you wanna submit stuff, go ahead. Let's go.
Please do.
This can be a very hard subject, but it's how we deal with it, which is the most important thing. A smile goes a long way. A long way. Speaking of dance party, you've got your 60-second warning, ladies and gentlemen. Get your video cameras ready. Like, in fact, I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm going to record it myself. So,
also, guys, it costs nothing to be nice.
This is it.
Ooh.
Absolutely nothing.
Okay, video is sent it to us, and we will show you on stream. Okay, let's go.
Yes.
Okay, right. When this dance stuff happens, please bear with, because I'm gonna jump out there and start dancing, and they have no idea what I'm gonna do. So
surprise us.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's dance party time in 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
I'm running out of ideas.
I'm trying to do something like fun. I started doing the Macarena. I was like, okay.
Okay. Oh my God.
I'm looking forward.
It feels good.
I'm looking forward to
that.
that.
I've never ran so far around a house in my life. Okay, I don't know where I'm going to put that. I'm going to send it to...
send it to Twitter. We want to see it. Show us the moves.
Tag us.
Yes, please tag us.
Okay, right. I'm going to put up my Twitter.
I want to dance too.
Oh, you want to dance too? Let's get dancing, ladies.
Next time, we've got a special guest.
The mystery man behind the curtain.
I wonder who.
I don't know.
Okay, I put my 15-second video on Twitter, and afterwards I will tag everybody in. I just wanted to make sure I've got it out there.
Check it out.
So Chase, if you want to do your bit, I know that you're in production, so it's there. But ladies and gentlemen, okay. Whew, now breathe. Yeah. Oh my God, it's gonna blow up. I'm gonna go crazy. Anyway, okay, so we are gonna go on to another anonymous submission. How about that?
Yes.
Sounds like a plan.
Fabulous. And the person who we have read out, and I'm hoping this has helped you in a way.
I hope so.
And thank you very much for the submission as well. Thank you. Okay, so we are moving on to right. Okay, I'm not going to say the name, even though it says it in there.
Yeah, that's
fine. I'm going to. Okay, so I'm just going to read it out. Okay, so guys, hey, I know you said no names, but it's the.
I like that.
I think a big thing a lot of people don't realize within gaming is how your mood affects gameplay, and how was a athlete you need to learn how to help your mental health and how not to tilt.
Huge.
Yeah.
Big
huge.
topic.
Yeah.
Really important.
Huge. That's really important. So who wants to lead this? I'm going to throw it over to Shireen. Go ahead.
Awesome. So, like I said, with my depression, video games helped me a lot. But it's hard to find the right game. I know that sounds really weird, but it's hard to find the right game that can just like help.
Yeah.
And I know I've got a noisy one back here. And yeah, it's hard to find the right game to like connect with, and like sometimes you want to play with friends, sometimes you don't want to play with friends, and it can be hard. And especially like if you're playing, like for instance, Call of Duty, and you're really depressed, and you know you just want to have some like chill time, but you're losing all the time. Like I know like people say like, oh, don't let that affect you. It can be hard because you're like, I want to like be like kind of decent, and it's just not working for me. But yeah, video games can definitely like be hard in that aspects.
Okay, now thank you for that. Thank you very much.
No, that's okay.
Okay, Shay, go ahead, lead the table.
So I approach gaming from a casual point of view. Like I'm not a competitive gamer. I really don't like playing competitive modes. I go in with the mentality of I like to play with people and have fun. But I have friends and like people I'm close with who are very competitive people. So trying to play together can sometimes be difficult because, you know, they're really wanting to do well and they take it extremely personally when we lose. Right. And to a degree, I can understand where they're coming from because it doesn't feel good to lose. It feels terrible. And I experience that and I understand that. But I feel like sometimes there's a little bit of a disconnect for me that I sometimes can struggle with understanding, like, hey, like,
it's
like,
just chill time.
But we got something from Jaster. Let's check this out.
Would you like to read this one out?
Sure. As a former IGL competitive esports has a lot of pressure from managers, coaches, and other players. Sometimes this can make you worse. When I moved to coaching, I was known for being a little tough, but I always made players aware of where they can improve, but always gave them a confidence boost going forward, and do not allow other players putting others down, win as a team, lose as a team. Huge. I think because, you know, with Kryptic, we have our competitive players and the IGLs and all that, and I'm not involved with the competitive aspect of Kryptic, so I'm going to kind of speak at it from an outsider's point of view. I could definitely see how difficult it probably is to work together as a team and to process losing or process if you do poorly in a tournament or something, which is why I kind of love that we have the welfare section for Kryptic. Like, you know, you can turn to myself or Serena, now Dan, you're over here. Even the managers have been trained with to deal with this, you know? So I just love that we have this emphasis on we want to work with our teammates, our players, our family, and we want to make sure that we're all processing things okay.
With that, so Jaster, I've actually had to step down from management during the Ambition esports days during the heavy depression drop. Worst one I've ever had, and with the org I was with, it was very bad at falling out due to it. So in Kryptic, I feel like I can actually step back for a week and be fine and supported. That is key. So just one thing I want to. I'm going to do the announcement in a second about something, as if you ladies can kind of get what I'm hitting at here.
Yes.
But there's so coming from a business point of view, there's something that is called necessary discrimination, or no, it's necessary discouragement, I think it's called. But essentially, it's when somebody tells you you're not doing a very good job. Right, they will keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going at you until at the end, if you do a little bit of a payoff, they will make it massive. They'll go, yes, that's great. But with all of that negativity, that can really hit you. So if anybody who's coaching out here, if anybody feels like who are in charge, the best thing to do is support whenever. Yes, people make mistakes. If people drop the shot, like if people miss the combo, just know it is not over until it's over. You know what I mean? Like, sit back, analyze it, and like, regardless if you drop the game or drop it, just go with like, yo, I did a great job. And if your coach is good and if your team is good, they're going to support you whatever you do that decision that you make. Period. Like if I can make a shout out quickly from a guy, Rise. He is currently on the top of the leaderboards for Pro Comp for Mortal Kombat. And he had so many times that people going, yo, you can't do it, you can't do it. Yeah, sorry. I know. Yeah. Oh,
I gotta make sure.
Nice.
Yeah, so he's one of the best in the world now. He's been one of the best Scorpions in the world. It's because people have the encouragement to kind of go, regardless of whether you can or can't do it, we're going to be behind you regardless. And that's the really big key here.
Yeah.
So can I make that announcement? Can I make the announcement? Okay, so
do it.
So after having the discussions with Serena and Shay and Jason himself, I am going to be a welfare ambassador for Kryptic Gaming. So I have now joined the welfare team. Thank you.
Hype up in the chat. Dan is awesome.
Hype.
Let's go.
Wait, I'm in the chat. I can hype. Hold up.
I am not. I need to get in the chat. Wait, hold up. Let me just. Yeah. So what that means is, if you guys also have any other troubles, my line is open. My line is open as much as Serena, as much as Shay is. My line is also open. I need to get in this chat. Look at all
the hype. Oh,
yeah. I got it. Wait. Yeah. I see it.
Let's go.
So what's it? Okay, just gonna. Yes. Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh no!
What is
Yes.
Okay, so bear in mind, there's no music to this. There's no. If you're gonna, I literally just jumped outside and started dancing.
I love it. Oh, look at your little feet. Just go.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's amazing.
I love it.
Oh, that's amazing.
So funny.
So guys, we're not quite over yet. So another announcement that we want to do as well. So us, Kryptic, have decided to do something a little bit different. So if you'll see linked in the chat, we are now offering a welfare and community Twitter. Is that right by saying that? How like the welfare community Twitter? So guys, get involved. Make sure you hit that follow on that Twitter page. Sometimes it will be open. It will be an open chat. It's an open forum where people come in with some blessed comments. Come in with a nice quote you've heard. And if you have any problems or anything like that, DM it. Yes. And like one of our fabulous team will go, let's have a conversation about it. You know, have that time. Put that effort in. The first move, look at this clipboard. The first move to get better with mental health, the first step is to seek help. First step.
Yes. You're laughing. That's amazing.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, 60 seconds warning. We want a 60-second warning, and we want another submission. This is your 60-second warning. So, okay, so what we're going to do, Shireen, favorite movie, go.
Favorite movie, Toy Story.
Oh, great one. That's a good one. Shay, go.
Star Wars Revenge of the Sith.
Oh, what?
Yes. Okay, I love you guys. You're amazing. Thank you. My favorite movie is, I will do it in a 30-second countdown. Okay, fab. I will do it. Okay, I've got a little bit of room to breathe. My favorite movie is AI, Artificial Intelligence, because I love it so much. So how about...
Fantastic.
I love this. I love our dance breaks. Deadpool, awesome movie, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Toy Story, yes.
Yep. Blade Runner, yes.
Ooh, Blade
Love
Runner.
Blade Runner. Watch this space.
Ladies, I would like you to talk about
yes,
films
guys.
for 2 seconds. I got a bit too hype over the dance and decided to throw half a can of Fanta over myself.
Fantastic.
So I'm going to leave you for 2 seconds.
We just
guys
got...
don't get to hit that submission. Get those submissions in. And guys, don't forget, if you really want to ask a question and you're too scared to do it, or if you feel nervous to do it, anonymous submissions is the way to go. Right. Okay. Give me 2 seconds, please. I'm going to leave you with the subject of, okay, how do you think the news media and media really discriminate against mental disorders? Like, there's a great thing I used for my coursework, but there's a different sentence when it comes to a man stabs a woman, but a schizophrenic man stabs a woman. It sells more. It sells more.
We
so
got
what do you
tier
think?
5, guys.
All right. So what do you think the media does to mental health? Go.
Before we talk about that, can we get some hype for Kyle gifting 5 subs? Let's go.
Holy shit, let's go. Yes. Yes, Kyle. Nice.
We appreciate you.
Yes, we see you. We see you.
We see you.
Right.
Sorry, we can get a little...
That's those hosts. They're incredible. Let's go. Right, guys, you keep the hype up. I need to go do something.
We're on it. All right.
Right, so media in mental health, yes.
Oh, God. Where do you even start with that? Well,
it's hard. Yeah. I mean, like, I know, like, I don't know about for guys on this behalf, but for girls anyway, like, Instagram being one. I know even if you don't suffer with anything, comparing yourself, Instagram is the absolute worst. And it's, especially like, well, when you do suffer with depression, it brings you down like so much. You could be having like a high, go on and like start comparing yourself, and it's like, whoo, yeah.
Literally.
And I feel like the media like can sometimes take words out of context as well. Right. And I was saying like to Shay, I can't speak for like a guy's point of view, but do you ever compare yourself when you like go onto Instagram, or do you know guys who do?
Like, oh yeah,
100%. Like body image, yeah,
absolutely. Like, so I just ran to get my hair is so sticky from Fanta. It's stupid.
I feel like also like, sorry, Dan, that can lead on eating disorders and stuff like that. Like comparing yourself, like, oh, I need to look like this, so I must cut out all of the stuff I'm eating. All of this, I need to work out, even when you don't.
Not to mention the targeted ads that people will receive, like at a young age. Like, I can't tell you how many things I've seen on like Instagram about like, try this diet, try this weight loss pill, try this, try that. And like as a young person, that's so harmful because it's telling me that there's something wrong with me. Like I could talk about for hours.
What were they called? The waist trainers? Like, really not good. Like, it's not good for your body to be wearing them like for 12 hours a day.
That's really
sad. That's the worst. I'm so
it's
sorry.
horrible. Like, cyberbullying as well. Like, media, it sucks. And sometimes I wish I could get away from media, but that is sometimes for people their only resource to contact family members and stuff like that, or like see what family members are doing with their life.
There's so you have to bear in mind as well, like you guys have said, like the marketing companies, coming from a businessman myself, marketing when it comes to cosmetics and stuff like that, they purposely put something out to the public which you will never hit. It is an impossibility. Well, it's not an impossibility, but they put like, you must look like this, you must look like this, you must look like this. Do you know what the most important thing is? Like, please, we saw that comment come up. Just know, vulnerability is the sexiest thing on the planet. vulnerability is the key, and it's these like I can't say this enough. Like working in the adult industry, girls and guys both who perform on an international level. They've been in films, they've done all sorts of stuff like that, and they come up to me and they're worried about their body image, whether like getting like boob jobs or whether getting like tattoos removed or getting stuff like that. And the key thing is, everybody feels like that because it's been so drilled into us. Like, ladies, like with me personally, like it feels like being gay, I've got to fit into this. I'm not camp enough, or am I not like mask enough? And like I have to fall into this. Like I see you, I am camp enough, Shay. I see this.
No, I have a lot of feelings about that.
Yeah, you have to fit into a box regardless of like whether you're straight. How people at this point, everybody judges you for everything, to the point where people judge you of how you eat your steak or whether you're a vegan or whether like it's the smallest things they get you on. And so Shireen, let's go. I see.
No, it's like that. The whole like gay thing, it really like drives me crazy when like. I remember like there was a lesbian at my school and like people used to ask her like 24/7 like, oh, so do you like the girly ones, or oh no, you can't like the girly ones because you are the girly one. And it's like, hell no, like if she wants to go out with a girly one, she can go out with the girly ones. If she wants to go out with the ones that are more tomboy, then yeah, like why does it need to be one or the other? Like if you're a girly person, you have to go out with the tomboy one because that looks a bit more like better for your eyes. Like
100%.
no. Yeah.
I see Shay a little bit like
I'm
go Shay.
Because my brain is going a mile a minute.
Like so, why don't we go into this? Go into it.
So for those of you who don't know me very well, I'm bi.
Let's go.
Out and proud. Let's
go. Let's go.
I cannot tell you how many times I've had okay, which do you prefer more? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But you're into threesomes? Oh, are you promiscuous? Like, I can't tell you how many. Okay, back when I was on Tinder, like in college, I can't tell you how many effing messages I would get because I had that I was bi in it because I wanted people to know. So many messages like, oh, well, me and my girlfriend are looking for a third, or like,
it's like. What do they say? Like experimenting. Like
I hate that. So many people tell me it's a phase. My little personal, but we're open here. We're vulnerable.
Yeah, we're good. We're good here. We're
like
good.
my mom, especially, likes to treat my bisexuality like it was a phase. Like she'll refer to it in past tense. She'll be like, "Oh, you know, when you were bi," and I'm like, I'm still. Nothing changed.
Yeah.
Just because I date a man does not make me any less bi. It's just I'm attracted to parts, not parts.
Yeah, I agree.
That was powerful. That was powerful.
Let's go. Now we need to roll that up in a tweet. We need to roll that up in a tweet and put that on our welfare community thing right there.
I'm writing that down. Hold on.
Copyright that. I saw something from Titch.
Note it down.
Titch a second. What was that from Titch? I saw something come up from Titch in the comments. Jason, if you got that back, I can't see it in the comments.
I see it. Took me years to even come to terms with being bi because of the stigma behind it. Came out a year or two ago.
Yes.
Good for you, girl.
Let's go, girl.
Let's go. We love to hear that.
Let's go.
It is hard though because people are like, oh, like it's just a phase. Like you'll either be one or the other. Like I get that all the time.
Same. I'm with that. And
I got the comments. You're just greedy. Yes.
Can I just? One thing I really want to say here is, like, I know this is going to sound like a very controversial thing to say. When anybody is homophobic or anything like that, don't go after them. The only reason I'm saying that is because they're lacking understanding. Like there's a nun in Naples who is famously quoted saying, "Love equals understanding. Love is understanding." So maybe if they're not willing to learn, if they're not willing to take the time to have that conversation with you, it's because they don't fully understand you. Like they don't understand the avenue of where they can love you in that way. So like, just please bear in mind as well, like it's not your fault when people underestimate you or misunderstand you is because they haven't took the time themselves to understand you. It's not you, it's them. Yeah. Like, does that make any sense, ladies?
Yeah, no, I feel like so many people blame themselves as well, and it's like it's not you, it is them.
Exactly.
This is it. So I'm not gonna do a dance part yet, but ladies and gentlemen, I just want to remind you, send in those submissions. We want to see submissions.
We want to see you dance.
We gotta stretch.
There you go.
Oh,
And,
yes,
and guys, yes. Ooh. And this side, ooh.
Yes.
And guys, and you know what I'm feeling?
Don't forget your legs.
Oh my god! Oh my
You're
god!
sitting. I'm not gonna like put them up this time.
No.
I can't.
There is a lack of knowledge. Exactly. Yes, but yes.
I'm wearing a skirt, so that'd be a little too much of a show.
Stretch and a giggle. Stretch for the heart.
Also, real quick, if I could share something, I was talking to Kaz yesterday, and he actually gave me a mantra that I really, really love. I love it so much; it's on my wall.
Yeah.
You guys know my love post-its on my wall. And I feel like it pertains to this, so I'm going to read it out. If you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change the way you think about it.
That's really good.
Powerful, isn't that good?
Isn't that goes for so much things, like your body image, like... Yeah, like
I might get that as a tattoo around my arm. That's really nice.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
Shout out to Gaz's mom. Thanks, Gaz's mom.
Let's go, Gaz's mom. Let's go,
but it's so true, you know,
so
because we struggle with, you know, how people perceive us, and sometimes what we don't realize
I say
is
a lot to myself, never let the past control my future.
Yes,
I love
really
that.
Good one. These mantras are so important. We have to hold on to these ideas because it can help us when we go through these kind of tough times. I would love to hear more mantras. If people
go
have
for it.
Sayings, please post them in the chat. Let's see them.
Yeah, let's go. And don't forget, guys, if you want to post them on Twitter as well, please at us at Welfare and Community Kryptic. You will see it on I don't know whether the chat, you can put it in the chat, Jay. Yeah. And also dance submissions. Keep going. We love them. We love seeing them. We love seeing them. So guys, hit that up. Let's go. Okay, so
Cryptic.com is the tag.
Let's go, baby. I can't sing to save my life. Okay, so we're gonna move on to another submission.
All right.
So I'm not gonna go into too much detail because the individual that's given this over has detailed quite a bit. It is detailed quite a bit. There is mentions of PTSD and ADHD, and I just want to state this now is we've looked at some of the anonymous things and stuff like that, and we want to put this into. We can't say this all because it is a very long thing, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it does touch upon topics which I feel personally, I don't know about the rest of the group, that it made me hard to capture.
Oh! That took me by surprise.
I
wasn't ready.
Jesus! Okay. So we're gonna go with this. So we're gonna talk about some bits and pieces about this. So we're gonna touch upon the PTSD and ADHD. Along with that, we're gonna look at some ways to deal with abuse.
Okay.
If that's okay, right? If that's hard, is that okay? So, ladies, let's jump in with some ideas about PTSD and ADHD. Who wants to go first?
Shay, you can take the lead on this one.
Oh, thank you. So, PTSD and ADHD. I'm gonna kind of focus on one.
Hello there.
I see. We've got a little note next to our things just to let us know. We have a lot more submissions. We love it.
So
we have a lot more submissions. Okay, so why don't we break this down? So we're gonna break this down, and then I've got something else to announce afterwards, but which I've kept quiet from you ladies. But let's talk about PTSD and ADHD. Fire away, Shay. Let's go
on it. So I'm going to kind of start with ADHD, and then we'll move into PTSD, just because I have personal experience with ADHD.
Sure.
ADHD is very misunderstood, I feel like. There's a lot of aspects of it that people don't quite understand. It can be hard to sort of help people understand because it's one of those things where it's like we can understand someone else's traumas and experiences to a degree, but unless you've lived something, you'll never fully have an understanding. Like I can relate to you, Dan, about a lot of things because we've had similar experiences, but as a man and as a woman, I'll never fully understand what it's like, right?
That's true.
So with ADHD, there's, I'm going to use the word symptoms that people can be very uncomfortable with and not process well. For example, with me, I can be really chatty. I can interrupt people. I can have trouble focusing. My memory's really bad. My memory's awful. And people just hear that and they can say, oh, you have ADHD. Okay, I understand. But when you show these symptoms, like, oh, why did you forget this? It's like, I tried to remember. I really did what I could, but I physically couldn't hold on to it. I think with that, you have to have very open, honest communication with people, with friends, with partners, especially. If you have ADHD, you have to, as scary as it can be, you kind of have to divulge this information and remind people of it and hope that the people that you're talking to will understand as much as they can, you know? Especially, like, I think back to a lot of relationships I've been in where symptoms of my ADHD were problematic and they caused issues, and just having to like, you have to remind people like, hey, like, I promise this isn't about you, this is me, you know, but you have to frame it in a way also that you're not blaming yourself or feeling guilty for your symptoms. You know,
I agree with that.
There can be a lot of struggle with recognizing like, okay, I have this illness, this difficulty, but I still have value and worth, and that doesn't make me a bad person. You know, that's so easy to say, so hard to do, because especially with my ADHD, I sometimes get kind of that voice in the back of my head like, oh, you're making it up, you're just a forgetful person, you're just not a good friend, blah, 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 blah. But I think having reminders and open conversations with people about your experiences can really help you sort of process and go through life dealing with that specifically. And PTSD is kind of a similar thing. You know, PTSD is a trauma response. It's born out of trauma. And speaking about trauma, it can be so incredibly difficult for people. And I hear that and I understand that as someone who's experienced trauma. We all have in our own degree, but for PTSD to be a difficulty, having outlets like music, having outlets like speaking with friends, having avenues that are healthy that you can use to either distract yourself or express yourself is so vital. Because you know, I don't personally suffer from PTSD. However, I know some of the issues and the symptoms that can come along with it, and you need to have healthy avenues for it. Because it can consume you. You know, you can get lost in it.
I was officially diagnosed with PTSD in July last year. It put so much stress in my life and stopping me doing things I really want to do, like going to uni and move to Korea. It's hard. Yeah, I can imagine. Shireen, take it away.
Yeah, well, I want to say thank you.
Thank you so much, Shay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Shay, for basically putting like the nail on that. Like that was amazing. But yeah, like I said, being at school and like being removed because I was being too chatty and like disturbing the classroom for something I couldn't help. You know, like I always used to get told like stop daydreaming, and it's like, oh, like I didn't even realize I was doing it because like it was just happening. In like previous relationships as well, like my ex-partner would say like, oh, like I literally told you this yesterday, how do you not remember? It's like, well, it's out of my control. Like it just happened, unfortunately. I'm sorry. Like, but yeah, like it's hard to kind of live with that, like especially like having a long like term relationship as well, like with that, like constantly being chatty or interrupting. You could be having like a very serious conversation and someone just pops into your head like, oh, I need to tell you this, and it's like, oh, but we're having this conversation, but I need to tell you this now or I'm never going to remember. And yeah, like it's hard. I mean, like my note section in my phone is so full because when I'm just walking about, I'm like, oh, I need to remember, like, I need to write this down now, or I won't remember when I'm home. Like, there'll be times where I have to tell Kyle like stuff when I'm at work, and it's like, this has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but blah 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 blah, and I just need to get it out because like it's just kind of like forcing its way like out as such. But yeah, like it's hard. Yeah, no.
It's thank you very much, Shireen. Thank you. Like I saw then just watching you two communicate and stuff like that, because something like ADHD is something I don't suffer from, and I do have an understanding about it, but like you said, Shay, like because I don't have it, like I can't fully understand it. It's like, but seeing Serena was talking about like taking notes on their phone, and I saw Shay's eyes light up and smile. It must be something that you both do, right?
Yeah,
it must be like having some commonality in this situation, which is quite nice. So it's quite nice to like let you know that like somebody else is doing that to cope with that. It kind of has that like, somebody else does this. Somebody else does this.
Yeah,
so it's cool, right? Okay, Jason, I have suffered from PTSD. PTSD, and it's really hard to want to do things, and it's hard to fight. But I fight because I won't let what happened take another power. I take back every day when I do something I'm afraid of. That is really powerful.
Yeah, that's
really powerful. Like,
and it takes a lot of like guts to say that as well.
Thank you. Shireen, do you want to take this comment?
Yeah, me and Gaz both deal with brain fog and things disappear in our minds along with the ADHD interruptions. It's definitely nice to have a relationship that these things are understood. It is nice. It really is nice. Yeah. I always support. That's so wholesome. I love that. Lots of hearts in the chat.
Let's go.
I love that. Support each other.
I think this brings up a really important. Sorry to kind of just steal the thing. It's the ADHD, not to make a joke of it, but I feel like talking about community and like peer support would be kind of huge right now. I think it kind of goes along with what we're talking about. I kind of want to ask Dan, if you don't mind me asking you a question.
Go ahead, fire away.
What has peer support done and helped you with?
Say that one again.
What has like having peers, having friends, relationships, what has that impact been for you?
So weirdly as well, like, so I was thank you for asking me that. So just going back on to like the anonymous submission, like the whole about abuse and sort of stuff, and like I've dealt with in my personal life, like I've dealt with hard things like rape. I know it sounds a bit strange for a male to say that, but it does happen. People don't think that it does, but it really, really does.
Yeah, it does.
When it comes, I've been with an alcoholic, which is not great. And having a community of my peers and having like suffer from depression, anxiety, like I've recently started college. I've recently just started college and stuff like that, and like having people to communicate with is so vital because you're no longer inside your own head, which is really important. Like, especially with somebody suffering anxiety, you ask, what if I'm right? Like, what if I'm wrong? Like, what if I talk to this person? It might be wrong. It might be right. So it's just having a peer so I can have a conversation with. Like I'm not going to lie, starting this, when Jester mentioned about me being on this thing, I didn't know you two at all. I didn't know you two, but it took 2 minutes having a conversation with you two to realize that it's not as scary as people think it is. Like we're currently sat in front of this, we're on a screen, hello, but you can do exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
Right. You can talk to. Is the best thing to do is just talk, regardless if it's something so small like, oh my god, I think I left the oven on yesterday. Or I'm scared that I won't let myself go enough to seek a new job opportunity. Talk about it, like, and without me talking about abuse, I used to take crystal meth for 5 years. And I'm now 2 years clean, 3 years clean coming in September, which is fabulous. We take
Let's get some love in the chat for him.
We take those dubs. Thank you. We take those dubs. Like, but I remember somebody saying to me once, abuse is like putting yourself. Someone has put you in a cage, but not knowingly they have left the key in it. Right? It is your choice to come out of the cage. They're not there anymore. It is your time to kind of go, I'm no longer in the cage they lock my emotions in. It is time to break out and seek support. And that is something that somebody taught me, that like you don't have to, like I said before, you don't stop having your emotions so caged up, because there are people who can love you.
I hate the fall of college until I met you, Dan.
You're getting love in the chat, Dan.
Yay! Thank you.
Twitch also said you made the courses more lighthearted.
Strong.
Thank you.
You're strong and beautiful inside and out.
I got a bit emotional then. I'm still getting emotional because
it's okay. Feel what you're feeling.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So I had a bit of a crying moment then. I was like, ah! But it's fine. It's so touching. Like the reason that we sat here and like looked through these anonymous forms is because these are touching for each of us. Does that make sense? Everyone feels this, you know, like abuse is something that's kept in the dark too much. It is really kept in the dark. And you can watch EastEnders, you can watch Coronation Street, you can watch Emmerdale, and any of these things, right? And then they say use this hotline, but they are still viewing it. Everyone's time with abuse is completely different.
Yeah.
And everybody's emotional feeling towards abuse is different. Like, it's just taking the opportunity to talk to somebody about it makes it feel acceptable. Like you are no longer that person's belonging. You are someone that you should be belonging to, is yourself. But I'm not going to get this any more deeper. But guess what time it is? You have a 30-second warning, ladies and gentlemen. Get your... Oh, we got something!
Lexi!
Yes, queen! Come on!
I love it.
Everything's coming up. Let's go.
I love it.
We love it. You've got more submissions. Holy damn. We're still on the screen. Fantastic. Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
That was amazing, Lex.
Amazing.
I love
Thank
that.
you. So you have 30 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. If Jay still wants to start the 30-second warning, we want to see you dance. I'm looking at you, Titch, as well. I'm looking at everybody in the chat. Get your dancing shoes on, ladies. And I think, Serena, it's about time you recorded yourself and Shay in that dance party. So, ladies and gentlemen, your 30 seconds starts now.
Yeah.
That's a banger. Holy God. Woo! Burn those weights off, ladies. Burn it.
Oh, yes.
Perfect. Thank you. Guys, don't forget to hit those suspicions at the cryptic.com at cryptic.com. Let's go. Right.
I'm going. I'm on my way, guys.
Let's go.
It's going. I'm going to embarrass the hell out of myself. But you want what?
We love it.
You want what? You have to be vulnerable. You have to be vulnerable. So here we go. I'm doing it. I'm going to...
Let's go. And Jason, when he sees it, just slap it on the screen. Why not? Let's go for it. Oh, what is this?
What?
What is this?
It's dance time.
Yes! Yes!
Let's go. Oh,
I love that. It's like it's dance. I love him. Whoever that is, I love you so much.
That's Gaz.
Gaz.
I love that. It's dance time. I love that. That's beautiful. That's so good. I love that. I love that so much.
Love it.
So I have noticed that, wow, we have had a lot of questions coming in the anonymous subscriptions. Wow.
Awesome.
Oh, how exciting! Oh,
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So just want to say thank you so very much for coming in and going with that. That is fantastic. Okay, would you like me to start?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, let's go.
Of course.
Okay, right. How would you let go of anger and stress if you don't usually do it? I've really struggled with mental health today and can feel myself slipping. Okay, let's go. So let's go with anger and stress. This is a good one. This is good. This is good.
Yeah. I think for me, music again. Music has always helped me calm down. Sometimes it can do the opposite though, and it can actually make me angry, depending on what music I am listening to. But I think after an angry, stressful day at work or something, it's just understanding why am I stressed today? What has happened that made me stressed? Was it my fault? Was there something that I could do about it? If there wasn't, then you have to kind of understand that, if there was nothing you can do about it, try not to stress so much out. I know it can definitely be hard, to obviously say just don't stress about it. It's hard. I get that. But definitely music, listening to one of your favorite music, listening to a comfort film, or talking to your peers, talking to your comfort person, and definitely just trying relaxing strategies like coloring in can be very therapeutic. Having a shower, having a bath, having a relaxing bath, get the candles, get the bubble
That's
baths
what I'm
in
doing
there.
after this, I'll tell you.
Exactly.
I'm doing straight in the bath.
It's finding all those little things that just help you each calm down.
I agree. Thank you for that, Sharina. Thank you. I think don't forget, Shay, I'm coming straight to you in a second. If you want. I think stress is something, and anger is something that happens day to day. And I think coming with that, I think the hardest thing is some people look to stress and they normally have a coping mechanism in that stress. And when they realize that coping mechanism doesn't work, it goes vroom, skyrockets because they have no other way. They have no other way, right? So I think try something new. I think one of the best things I've learned recently is cooking. I know people fucking hate cooking, but I've always thought to myself, and summer's coming up, ladies and gentlemen. Summer's coming up. Find your signature dish. Find something
that's a good idea, actually.
Find something you can bring to the barbecue. There's plenty of recipes online. There's stuff that you can do. There's literally £3, which is essentially $4, $5. Recipes you can cook up yourself. And if you're a streamer, incorporate it.
Yeah, stream it. Yeah, teach
stream
people.
I have Oh Hey Gamers Kitchen Nightmares. It's literally it.
I love that.
Right? So it's just that, and also this is going to be another really random one, and people are not going to agree with this. Is meditation. Take some time to yourself.
Yes.
Put on something nice and calm. Relax. There's something right now on Netflix. If everybody's got Netflix, I definitely recommend it. It's a guide to sleep and a guide to meditation. Have a look at it. Trust me, it'll do a world of good.
Yeah.
Coming straight from that, Shay, go ahead.
So I know we've been talking about a lot of ways to really calm down, but I think for me, when I experience really high levels of stress or anger, I need very physical things to do. I need to physically get the anger out and to kind of tire myself out. I feel like it's a huge thing for me.
Yeah.
So I find, this is kind of going to be weird to describe, but I find making fists really just tightening your hands for a cup for 5-10 seconds and then kind of relaxing them and kind of repeating that a cycle for a little while. I find that kind of eases tension I may have in my body, because when you're stressed, you tense up your shoulders, your jaw, your whole body, you kind of lock up because you're your body is kind of going into fight mode. It's like, okay, absolutely. I'm dealing with this. I have to physically react to this, even if it's like a mental thing. So I think kind of like the you can do it with your feet too. I find it doesn't really help me with my feet. I find my hands really need like clench, unclench. Lexi actually mentioned one that I also don't use anymore, but I've used it before. Screaming into a pillow. Yeah. Let yourself be with your emotions, but let yourself express them. You know, I do recommend using a pillow though, because if you just start randomly screaming, I think that might alarm people.
Yes.
Just being physical though, I feel like is a really good avenue. As long as it's like physical in a healthy way. Maybe like going for a walk or a jog, depending on like depending on that, you know. Just really letting yourself get that energy out, because once you kind of tire yourself out, you'll find that it's easier for your brain to kind of comprehend, okay, this is what made me upset. How can I work through this now?
Thank you for that. Thank you. I think, like, to be fair, like I've been discussing like methods of dealing with stress and anger is so useful. Like it's and especially like this is not pre-recorded, as you see in the top right, like top left-hand corner. We're live. So it's not scripted. We're not working off a book. We're not working off like a to-do guide of life. This is what we are as our most authentic selves, which is the most important thing. So we're gonna see. I don't know whether Jason's read the private chat message, but I learned this exercise when I was younger, and I think it really helped to deal with stress. So we're going to. I want to see if we can get some. I don't know if this is gonna work, but it's not. Okay, so. What I want you to do, guys, is I don't know, Jason, could you just say in the comments of what you see if you've got a picture? So ladies and gentlemen, you see this here. You see the sunrise picture here. What I want you to do in the comments, right, is I want you to write a sentence, just one sentence, about how the sunrise makes you feel. Okay, so my example would be, it makes me feel like I can be vulnerable in a place where it's open. I've got a massive fear of open spaces, but something seeing like a sunrise, it makes me feel like I can be opportunity, like I can have the opportunity. That's what it feels. So write in the comments, how does that sunrise make you feel? I know it's such a silly thing to do, but it's writing something down that makes which makes it so important. It's because you're unleashing your emotions privately. So it makes me feel happy and a new day begins. See, like having something like that, waking up early and feeling cozy, right?
Oh, cozy's
that's me.
Right, it makes me feel like the past is gone and a new day will start. So like I always think I'm so happy to see another. Like, look at this, right? Like, look at this.
Makes me feel present and recognizes my worth and value as I go into the new day. Love that. Yeah.
Right.
A little anxious, but relaxed.
There you go. Like.
Yeah.
So like, just this little exercise, right?
Keep them coming.
It's safe and tranquil. So it's something like find a random. There's something online with basically random image generator. Makes me feel easy and tranquil. Let's go. Like random image generator can be like a horror scene. It could be a sunrise. It could be rain. It could be a plane. It could be a car.
That's another thing that's really good is listen to like raindrops. There is a lot of like sounds on YouTube that can help that. And like was it a couple of years back there was the ASMR chant?
Yes.
And you know that was helping calming people down and stuff.
Yeah. I think it's like having some exercises like that, like it can center yourself. Does that make sense? Like you can center yourself. Like how much that you've like the guys who have like commented or wanted to comment, like having that time just to feel for yourself and go, yo, this makes me feel like this. It's something that you can do with yourself, right? And if you are talking to one of us free, like. I'm definitely going to do that in an exercise. I'm going to be like, yo, how does this make you feel? Because it's not a case of us being therapists and like, this makes you feel like this, huh? It's not a case of that. It's like, it's something cool. It's a technical word for it, but it's you're typing or you're talking without thought. Does that make sense? So that's how your emotions actually feel at that point. At that point, that's how you feel. Anyway.
We did just get a raid from the Sasquatch stream. Sass, how you doing, man? Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in.
Thank you.
How you guys doing? Welcome in, raiders.
Welcome.
Just make sure you refresh the stream so your view counts.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so very much. Thank you. And guys, I just want to say a little thing as well. Like, I want to thank you guys, like Serena and Shay, and everyone here, just to like having that time to watch this and communicate with us, because it means the world. It does really mean the world. And again, thank you to Jster for giving us the opportunity to do it on his platform. And you've been fabulous. It's not over yet. Don't worry, because we've got some more anonymous submissions to go with.
But wait, there's more.
Yeah, but wait, there's more.
Oh, a stretch. A stretch.
Ooh, I actually needed it. My shoulders are feeling
Yeah.
The guys in the front room are like, what the fuck?
What is happening in there?
You gotta let me just go.
Another stretch. Let's go. Don't forget about the legs. Another
stretch. Oh, good.
Tippy toes. Oh my goodness.
My knees.
Stretch train. I love that.
Stretch train.
Just know I'm stuck like this now. I'm stuck. This is how I'm gonna have to do this. I'm stuck. I'm fucked.
Fabulous.
So I think okay, I'm out of breath and I'm Thank you guys.
Wait, quick shout out to Raver, who has been starting to run social media, still probation period, but he's been doing so amazing. Thank you so much for all the work you did, pushing out the stream. Really amazing. Can we get some hype for Raver in the chat, please?
It's Raver. Let's go.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
He's amazing, and we love you.
We do.
Right.
Yes, we do.
Before we go on to it, do you mind if I talk about safe space?
Yes, please.
Of course.
Okay, so I don't know if you guys know, but people who don't know me, I am also a Twitch streamer for Rise Gaming. But I am also now a welfare ambassador for Kryptic Gaming. Just bam, alam. But I do host the season 2 is coming back with Safe Space, where I talk to internet celebs about basically getting to know them out of the camera. And another thing we are doing a Kryptic takeover. That is another thing later in the year. We're doing a Kryptic takeover. So I want to see who you want from Kryptic to be on the chair and talking. Like any question. It is a no holds barred show. Just think the most personal things. Who do you want to see in the chair? But yeah, guys, that is. Oh, no. So yeah, that's another opportunity. That's coming in. I think that might be coming in June. But yeah, Safe Space, Hey Gamer takeover of Kryptic Gaming. That's going to be on I think it's going to be on the Kryptic channel, but I think so anyway. Jster would be interesting. That would be, I think that would, I would see Jster. Let's go. Okay, Jster, have fun with that one. Like, these questions, when we come in and ask, it is no holds barred. These are tough questions. Like we had, so the first one we had History Around the Warrior, who is one of the biggest YouTubers for the FGCC, the fighting game community. And we dived straight into his past, how he felt when it comes to being like an English Asian descent. It was wild. But anyway, that's enough about Safe Space. But I thought Jster gave me the opportunity to say it. So it reminded me to forget to pay my internet bill for that one. No. I've never seen Jay duck. So I want to target Jordan. Oh, I've never seen Jster duck from anything. I'm just going to keep that in mind. Huh? Okay, so we have 2 options here, ladies.
Options.
Okay, Jster, Shay, Serena. Oh, we might even put a poll up in the month. I think that would
be good, actually.
That'd be sick. That'd be really sick. Yeah. Okay, so what we're gonna do? We're gonna go through some more admissions because it is definitely stacking up.
Exciting.
Okay. There's one here which I'm not too sure. All I see here is mental health and streaming.
Okay.
So we can go with that briefly if you'd like.
Tackle that, yeah.
Let's go. Yeah. I'm gonna open this one up to Shay because you are a streamer. Is that right?
I am, correct.
Let's go. So how does this affect you?
You want to know what? This is actually this is actually something I'm really excited to talk about. So, like I've mentioned previously, I have depression, anxiety, ADHD. When my uncle passed away, I took off 2 weeks from streaming because it also happened to coincide with the breakup, and I was really not in a great place mentally. You know, I was struggling to process everything, the breakup, the loss, you know, just even on top of that, I'm in graduate school right now. It was just, there were so many things happening at the same time. And streaming for me has been such an outlet, like just something that really brings me so much happiness and joy. And the thought of streaming while I was in a bad place just didn't vibe with me. I didn't want it. I knew my community. I adore my community. I love them so much. They're literally the best and so supportive. And I know that they would have been there for me, but I didn't want them to have to go through crummy content because I wasn't doing well.
Facts.
You know?
Facts.
So having to make that decision of stepping back from streaming was hard because I really love it and it brings me so much joy, but you know, I had to recognize like I'm not in the right place for this right now. Like I'm not going to be happy with what I put out, and that's only going to affect me more. So having to recognize I had to prioritize my mental health over something I loved, and it was really hard, but in the end, I think I came back a better streamer for it because I took that time. I spent time with friends. I kind of let myself process and feel what I had to as much as I could, you know, obviously still struggle. But I think when it comes to being a streamer, when you're dealing with anything, even if you don't have a mental illness, you know, you really have to take care of yourself and prioritize yourself over stream because you'll be a better person and streamer because of it.
Facts.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. So, would you like to read out the comment?
Yeah, so not the tall one has mentioned, it was definitely nervous to start streaming on Twitch in the fear of making a fool of myself and nervous of bullies, but 100% enjoying my time streaming and making content for everyone. I have made so many friends since joining Kryptic. I love you all so much to see you as all my second family.
Oh, that's so sweet.
And we love you,
I
genuinely.
love that.
So
that's
happy.
so sweet.
We
Such
love
a
you.
sweetheart.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
So, with that said, Serena, I know that you can't really answer the question with the whole streaming sort of thing, but the one thing I am going to throw to you though is being somebody who is the head of welfare. Like sometimes, like dealing with some people's issues and problems and stuff like that without having the chance to talk about it yourself, about your own stuff. How does that affect you?
See, this is quite hard because I will happily put my hands up there and I will admit I am a sucker for bottling things in because I want to be there for other people, you know? So yeah, I mean, it does like that's just me though. I've always been like that. I don't think that has anything to do with like the mental health side of things. That's just me as a person. But yeah, like it is like Kyle has been my savior in grace, like with me in general. He does know how to kind of like, this sounds really weird, but kind of just like break down like my walls a little bit, and you know, like he'll be like, so like, are you okay? And I'll be like, yeah, I'm fine. And he'll be like, are you okay? And I'll be like, no. But yeah, no, like I just want like to let everyone else know, like, it is okay to not be okay, and there is no harm. Like, you're not weak for you know, like not being okay. Like, there's nothing. Everyone like has bad days and is completely normal. And yeah, it's good to talk about it because for me, like from my like personal experience, is not healthy to bottle things up because you bottle, and it just takes that one tiny like percent and you just explode. And sometimes you can explode on the wrong person, and you know, like it kind of haunts back on you, like sometimes.
Yeah, that's thank you, man. Thank you, Serena. That's really nice. That was really nice. Like I think when it comes to mental health and streaming, I think what really bothers people is the expectation of others. So you may look at other Twitch streamers and they might have like 100 views, they might have 20 views, you might have like, and maybe someday, I stream to like 1, 2, or 3 people. And I think the mindset there is you're looking at the percentages and numbers, right? But when I really struggled at first until like Jason met me and our relationship grew, and then he gave me the opportunity to kind of break through. But it's a case of whether you have one person watching, 2 people watching, 3 people watching, or maybe whatever. It's a case of like, you're doing this for yourself, right? You're doing this for yourself. You're in a place where you're comfortable gaming, and just know that the person that might be watching you, or the 2 people watching you, has chosen to choose you to watch. Yeah. Everybody, when it comes to that, is important. Whether it's your, I don't know, whether it's your partner watching for the lols to come and support you, whether it's, I know, Jim Bob down the street, you've seen you playing Resident Evil Village or whatever. Just know, like, you're doing it for yourself. Yeah. Don't let the numbers crush you. Yeah. That's one important thing.
Yeah, that's huge, especially if you're new, or if you've been doing it for a while and you're not growing. That mentality of like, oh God, what am I doing wrong? What's wrong with me? Why don't people want to watch me? You can't have that kind of mentality going into it, you know?
I agree. Right, we're going to move on to another submission, if that's okay, ladies?
Yeah, of course. Yes.
Let's keep going. Love this.
Okay, right. Because we are going to now push through them. We're going to push through them now because... Okay, let's go. Right, laziness or unproductive ADHD and depression. Where you literally do not do anything because you find it so hard to move. Okay, right. Do you mind if I lead this one?
Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So I think when it comes to that sort of stuff, I think the best thing to do, I know that it seems like a hard thing to say, and I struggle with the same thing. Maybe not ADHD, but the anxiety of me not moving and stuff like that. It took me a lot to be on here. Like, please bear that. Like, everybody probably here. Like, it's all about little by little. It's little by little, right? If you can get up, I've always said, this is how I actually got away from drugs. This is how I got away from meth, is little by little, right? So it's, if you can get up out of bed, right? This is what they teach the military. If you can get up out of bed and put the duvet back on your bed, ready for you to sleep, you've got a higher percentage to feel successful during the day. That's what I challenge you to do. Right? That's what I challenge you to do in that one. Is if you're feeling like a struggle, you can lie back on top of the bed. Yeah, fuck it. Go ahead. Go ahead. Lie back on top of the bed. But just get up, make the bed. Even if that's just throwing the duvet over or whatever. I don't do the same thing. Like, Teddy Chef is like, fuck you. I just get out of the bed. But I challenge you to kind of get out of the bed, make the bed. And if you don't want to move, get back on top of it. But you're up. You're up and you're ready. You're up and you're ready. You've done something. You've succeeded in a task. Then little by little, go into the kitchen, go make yourself a cup of tea or a milkshake, some cereal. Then you've got that little bit further, right? And all your next step is go to the sofa, find your remote. You've done that little task. It might sound really small and pathetic, but you're doing it. You've beat the bed, essentially. You've beat the bed, right? Does that make sense? Is that a valid point, ladies?
Yeah. No, I love it. It's baby steps. And my dad has always said this to me, like, so when COVID first started, like, happening, I was working ridiculous hours, like, in the morning, and I used to feel guilty because obviously having ADHD, you're so spontaneous and you want to make like so much out of one day, and I weren't able to do that because I was spending majority of the day in afternoon sleeping because I was working like from 2 o'clock in the morning. And I used to feel so guilty, like I'm so lazy, like I've done nothing today. And my dad was like, listen to your body. If your body is telling you to sleep, sleep. And
facts.
You don't listen to it because it's what your body needs. You need to rest, so rest, and don't feel guilty about it. I know, like, it's hard to not feel guilty about it, but don't feel guilty about it. If your body is telling you to sleep and rest up, listen to your body. And it's the same, like, when I first got diagnosed with depression, it was like, I don't want to eat, like, I've lost my appetite, and I would just have like one slice of toast, maybe even half a slice of toast, and you know, like, I just used to feel in a way like pathetic, like I can't even finish like toast. And it was like, no, like, I'm proud of me, like I could eat half of that. Yesterday I couldn't eat nothing. Today I can eat half of that, and tomorrow I will eat all of that. You know, it's baby steps.
I agree. Like, thank you for sharing, Serena. That's.
Yeah.
I find that really hard to digest as well, because some, like, you know, what we were talking about earlier, like us three were talking about like how people can look at you and go, "Oh, you can just do it." That's a perfect example of how people can't. You know, like, it's a perfect example of what, like, it takes a lot to do something like that, right?
Yeah.
Like, Shay, have you got anything to add to that?
I think honestly, you two summed up exactly what I was gonna say. Baby steps, little victories.
Yeah.
Keep it going. Thank
victories.
you. Okay, so we have another one which I'm not familiar with. So
emergency.
Okay, so are you ready? So imposter syndrome and streaming, feeling like you shouldn't go live because you ain't worth being part of the community, that you ain't enough. Okay, right. I think we covered that briefly. But
yeah.
Okay, right. I don't know who posted this. Obviously, because it's anonymous. But please don't. And if you're there, like we're talking directly at you. Like just know. But just know, like you have to bear in mind, streaming is it's not a new thing, but it's gone up by like 200%, right? Like pre-COVID.
Yeah.
Right. Just look at where you are. So look at Kryptic, for example, right? Regardless if you stream or whatever, like I'm gonna push Rise out as well because I'm part of them, like as well. Like, find a community, right? Just find a community, because it's a case of like they might find interests in other people. Like, for example, I have no idea about Serena or Shay at this point, like what they game and what they do. But it's basically going, Shay, Serena, Among Us later?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just a case of, and right there, you've made that connection with someone that allows you to have that amount of support, right? I don't think it's a case of, do I go live, shouldn't I, or why not? So it's like, if you want to, just commit to it, regardless of the result. Do you know what I used to do? When I used to stream to like 1 or 2 people, I used to clip it all the fucking time. I used to go back, clip it, and go, yo, that was fucking hilarious. That was hilarious, right? And I've got a little folder. Right? And just some clips I can just look back on and go, that's hilarious. That's really funny. You know what I mean? Like, there's I don't know whether I'm going to fucking dub myself in this one, but a while ago when I was part of some bits and pieces, Jester clipped me. I don't know whether he's going to find it, but it's hilarious. Where I got a promo stream, and I was playing Warzone, right? And I was in the Gulag, and literally, I lost my mind. But like those little clips right there, I was streaming to like 1 or 2 people. You know, like it still like blew my mind. So it's a case of like, go and do it, commit to it.
I think the thing is as well with streaming, obviously, like I can say because I'm not a streamer, is do it for yourself. Don't do it for others. Do it for yourself. And if it makes you happy, keep doing it.
Yeah,
keep
absolutely.
Doing it. Do it for yourself.
And like Shay, anything to top that one off?
Again, you guys, you're just like in my mind. You're just picking out the things I'm gonna say. Love it. I'm with that.
Okay, so before we go into, because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions left.
Oh my goodness.
I think it's about time for maybe we can scoot one in a bit later. But get ready, ladies and gentlemen, it's time again. Get ready to dance. Yes, that's right, to dance. Yes, we got more submissions. Yes. Let's go.
Love
the setup.
Yeah, love the
Let's go, Green. Yes. 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 That's the shape.
Don't look at me.
Oh my goodness, let's go. Oh.
No, I love it.
Yes. Let's move, baby. We're moving.
Oh, that's so good.
Thank you for everyone's submissions as well. Thank you so very much. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is probably your last time to do this. 20 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, get your cameras ready. We want to see submissions. The countdown starts in 3, 2, 1. Get your phones ready. Go.
I love it, Dan. I absolutely love it. I'm distracted. I'm in awe. Love it.
Oh my god!
I was just in awe. I was just in awe. Yes. Work it.
Oh my gosh! Oh my god!
I love it. I absolutely
Oh,
love
Dad.
it, Dan.
He's dead. Bye, Dan. It's been fun.
All his energy
Jesus.
is gone. Just.
I'm getting old. I'm getting old.
I love it.
My twerking days are gone. I don't know how that looked.
You rocked that. You
Oh, it was
rocked it.
amazing. It was amazing. WAP.
Wap.
Wow.
Wap.
Wow.
Indeed.
Okay. I need to move my camera
Megan
back in.
who?
Oh my god.
Ah, my camera.
Love it. Love it.
I don't know if Jester could see my my prep for that, but I was like, do I handstand?
Probably.
And then I do. I'm like, oh, okay, right.
Oh, he was,
I was dying, yeah. Did you see in the back? I go, dance! Like, okay, right. Thank you very much for your submissions.
That was amazing.
And shit.
That was amazing.
Thank you. So, one of the questions. Oh,
Take a time. Take a time.
all good.
can I get
In-
5 seconds from you guys? Can I just
Yes.
go?
Out. In. Out. Macaroni in a pot.
Okay, I'm good.
Have you ever heard the one where it's like,
Wet and Gucci?
no, that one, but like they do like a different what's it called? Oh, we have a stretch, by the way. It's
Oh, stretch.
Stretch.
Thank
Oh,
you.
yes,
Yes!
more
Oh,
energy.
yes.
Oh.
Thank you. We're just stretching. You missed the twerking, but you know it happens.
Someone probably clipped it. It's all good. It's all
Yeah,
good.
so
Oh,
we'll clip it
no.
later.
Oh, I forgot about clipping.
In the
I
Hall
knew
of Fame
clipping existed.
forever.
Oh, okay, right. Okay, so we're going to scoot through. We're going to do some
Yes.
bits and pieces. We've got some more questions. Okay, so does meditation help with your illness, or what methods do you use to get through to help ease it?
Ooh, yes.
Okay.
Yay. Yay. Okay. Hi. So I'm a huge believer in mindfulness and in meditation. I think that those are two very holistic approaches for
Mhm.
being able to handle some of the symptoms you're experiencing. Like for me, anxiety, right? Anxiety is a huge part of my life. You know, I've been suffering with it for a long time, but using mindfulness and meditation, I find can help me relax in a lot of different situations because you can do it anywhere, you know. Like I'm not sure if I talked about like the experience I have like when I'm in the car and like I need to go to the
No,
store.
go ahead.
No.
Oh, so okay. So I find my anxiety peaks really hard when it comes to social things. So like going to the store. Like let's say I just have to run into the store real quick. I'll like drive and I park my car and I'm usually 9 times out of 10 frozen for a minute or a couple minutes because I'm like I am terrified of walking in there. Like people are going to be staring at me, you know, your mind starts running. It's like, what if this happens? What if that happens? What if I do this wrong? Like sometimes it's not even cohesive thoughts. It's just the feeling of dread and just not wanting to go in. So I find that there's a whole bunch of techniques out there, but if you guys don't mind, I could go into like 2 of them.
Ahead.
I really like to use.
Go ahead.
Of
Go ahead.
course,
Absolutely.
yeah.
All right. So first one's called the body scan technique. You have to make sure that you're sitting sort of in a comfortable position, but not too relaxed. And you close your eyes and you sort of mentally check in with every part of yourself. You close your eyes and you're like, okay, what is my head and face feeling right now? Okay, there's tension in my jaw. You acknowledge the tension and you relax it. You let your face kind of relax, droop until you feel the tension's gone. And you move on. Moving down. Okay, my shoulders are really tense right now. You acknowledge it, relax your shoulders. And you just keep going down your entire body with this. And you'll find typically by the time you reach your feet, not only are you more physically relaxed, but your mind has been taken off of the train of thought it was on, and it can relax you.
I was doing it as you were saying it. It was so nice.
Nice. It's really nice, and you can do it anywhere. You know, as long as you're try to be somewhere quiet, so you can really just focus in on yourself and feel what you're feeling. Super helpful for me. The second one, I think Serena, actually, you covered this. Do you want to explain the 5 senses?
Okay, yeah. So I don't suffer with anxiety, but I've helped people who have suffered with anxiety, and it's the 5 it's like we call it the grounding, and you start at 5, and this works really well if you're having like a panic attack as well, to just kind of like how calm you down. And it's if you're like in a room, preferably a quiet room, it's so find 5 things in your room that you can see with, and then once you find that, I'm just watching Dan like do it.
I'm doing it.
And then it's find 4 things you can touch, like physically touch.
Free. Yes.
I mean, you don't have to hold them all like in one time.
I kind of like that.
I mean, yeah. And you just kind of like going down like the list. I want to see if I can actually like pull that up. Jordan, are you able to maybe pull that up? I don't know if that's possible.
We still have coffee. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry for distracting you then, Sheree. Take care.
You can. Awesome. Because I had 2. No worries. I had 2 strategies that can help. That you can also help people that are maybe suffering from an anxiety attack or a panic attack, that you can help. Awesome. But no, it can be hard like to help someone else, especially you have like no idea, like for me as well, like I don't know what it's like to live with anxiety.
It's difficult.
Yeah.
Okay, here we
there
go.
we go.
Okay. Disco.
I'm sure about that.
Sorry if anybody suffered from epilepsy right there. Just look away.
I saw it again on the stream. I was like, ah!
Okay, right.
There we go.
There we go.
Perfect.
So 5 things you can see in the room, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. Obviously, you can do this in different orders, depending like what room you're in. And then the other one is accept the silence. Breathe with them. This is mainly for how to help someone. Reassure them that you are with them. Tell them how proud you are and what a good job they are doing. This can be just from them breathing or staying calm or listening to you. Say their name while breathing with them and keep them focused. Make eye contact with them. Try a little joke if they don't want it to be complete silence. This is obviously when they're a bit more comfortable and they're a little bit more relaxed. And last but not least, give yourself a pat on the back when you are helping someone, because it can be really scary to helping someone, especially for the first time. So once they are completely calm and they're a lot better, remember to give yourself a pat on the back or just a little round of applause for yourself, and know that you have done a good job to help them.
That's really good. That's really good. Are we possible? Can we put that on our Twitter page?
Of course. I'm sure Jordan can do that for us.
I think that'd be really useful for people. I think that would be really, really useful. Thank you, Shireen, for sharing that. And also, Shay, as well. I think that was really good. I think that's really informative that people can take that home and like kind of practice with that. I think that's really, really good. It's quite rare that you can actually do something that's physical and mental to help yourself in that way.
I'm
a big proponent of a holistic approach, like taking care of your body and your mind at the same time. Because a lot of these symptoms that we suffer with mental illness, they're physical. And sometimes we don't address the physical nature of like depression, anxiety, the paralysis that you can feel, or the anxiety, the nerves, we have to address the body as a unit. The body and the mind are not separate. It is one cohesive unit. We have to take care of every aspect.
As well, doing stuff like that is a good like distraction from what's going on as well. So it's a lot quicker to get out of that state of mind and get out of that panic attack.
Okay, ladies, is it okay if I can move on to a different question? Okay,
we got it. Yeah, let's go.
Make sure. Okay. Okay. Right. Okay. Okay.
There's a lot of noises going on right now.
I know. Okay. All right. I'll start sounding like a dying cow. Okay. What would you suggest to someone that feels broken and lost within themselves, being like this for a while, and I don't know what to do to help or changing things? So, do you mind?
Take it away.
Thank you. Right. There's something that I will literally push to death. I love it so much, and it's super duper useful. And I was only talking about this to these lovely ladies the other day. Is what the technique I want you to do is whenever you're feeling like, sorry for my language, don't ban me, shit. When you're feeling like absolute fucking shit, like, and we're not talking dumps, and we're not talking like, yo, I overcooked my pasta, now it tastes like soggy mush. I mean, I literally can't deal with the shit that's in my head, right?
Yeah.
Trust me in this. This works. This helped me with a crystal meth addiction. This helped me lots and lots of different things. What I need you to do, I want you to get a glass, a little bit like this. Maybe not like this, because this is a bit unique of a glass. But find yourself a nice glass with water and put it in the fridge, or get some ice. Put a really nice cold glass of water and a straw, preferably. But every single time that you're in your head just goes, you can't do that. No, you can't do that. You're not good enough for that shit. Nah, you can't do that. Nah, you're too weak for that. And you're like, oh, I'm going to go to the store. Nah, you can't do that. Nah. Whenever your mind goes, nah, take a sip of that cold water. And in the same way, Shay, in that meditation sort of thing, drink the worry away. Just don't fucking guzzle it down because you end up drowning yourself. But like kind of sip it and just like take it down and kind of go and feel the coldness going through your body. Like feel it being cold. Because it takes the mind mentally off the issue at hand, right? And then digest it back up again and ask yourself, can I actually do it? Let's go. Let's do it. And whenever that person goes, nah, you can't, just go, you're fine. Like, that's a really good way of doing it. I think that's a really good way of pushing it through because it's a different idea. It's fresh. What do you ladies think of that idea?
I love that idea. Yeah, it's different as well, and I feel like everyone can do that.
Yeah, I agree.
I love
that. I like that.
Thank you. Sorry if that was a quick answer to that question, but this is one that this is a strong one. So, ladies, I do warn you.
We're ready.
How can I deal with body dysmorphia? I've suffered with it since I was 13, and even to this day, everything I wear revolves around hiding my stomach.
Okay.
This is hard.
This is a very hard one.
Okay.
Especially, I personally experience this as well.
Take it away, Shay.
If you don't mind, thank you.
No, of course not.
When you're going through body dysmorphia, you're not perceiving yourself, in the way that you actually are. At least, I'm going to largely speak from my own experience. So whoever submitted this, I'm so sorry if it's not mirroring your experience. I just kind of want to speak from me, speak from my heart. This is a bit of a difficult topic, so I'm sorry if I speak.
No, take your time. Take your time.
We're here. We're both here. All of the chat's here. It's
Thank
fine.
you. It can be so hard to sort of move past it, to find a way to see yourself for how you actually are, how you actually look, to acknowledge the beauty that you have when you have this nagging sensation and this distorted perception of yourself that's trying to convince you like that your stomach is something that you need to hide. First of all, I don't know who you are. I don't know what you look like, but it's not. You are beautiful. Every inch of you is beautiful and has value and has worth. Even if it doesn't match what society says is the standard, you are worth. You
Facts.
are worth.
Facts.
I think for me, it's been really a theme today, the small steps. You really have to start. It can be so hard to push yourself, but you have to kind of start pushing yourself. For me, I used to like to wear t-shirts, baggier things, because I'm a larger woman, but my body dysmorphia likes to kind of make it like, oh, you're grotesque, you're far bigger, blah blah blah. Like it doesn't match up. It's a much more extreme version of the reality. So for me, I very slowly started to change what I was wearing. I stopped wearing bigger hoodies and I bought ones that were smaller sizes that fit me better. I started kind of pushing what I would wear with my legs, because like my legs are like a big thing for me. So like I started wearing shorts that were a little shorter than what I would usually wear because I was trying to hide them. It's about finding these little changes that you can make that can help sort of push you in the direction of seeing yourself for how you are. I also find, this is a really, really random one, but if you're having like the issue of where like you look in the mirror and you literally cannot see yourself, if you go on like TikTok and you use the inverted filter to look at yourself, it changes your perception because you're seeing yourself from a new angle that you're not used to. And it can kind of help you acknowledge like the literal physical aspects of yourself. I hope that made sense.
No,
I feel like I just rambled for like 5 minutes.
No, that was really nice.
Amazing. That's amazing.
I hope that helps anonymous person.
And I think also, if you can look at yourself in the mirror, instead of saying like negative things, point out things that you love about yourself. And this can be completely random. It can be your hair, it can be your eyes. But each day, like baby steps, you are adding something else on top of that. And
I love that.
With time, you will gradually love who you are.
I agree. Like I think like we said, and thank you by the way, ladies, for sharing that.
No, it's okay.
Thank you. Like I think like you said, Shay, I think today has been something that a lot of people don't say. And I think this is one of the most important things that everyone who is watching this right now, like regardless if it's now watching it or rerunning it or showing it to friends or whatever, you can show this bit right here. Little bits, baby steps are the most important thing you can do.
Yes.
Like if anybody asks you to jump off a cliff, don't do it. Like if people go like you must fucking like push, don't do that. Baby steps, tiny steps. The perfect analogy for this is Lego, right? When you buy Lego, it comes in thousands of pieces and you step on it, it hurts so very much. Lego is the world's most deadliest thing to your feet, I swear to God. Yes. Okay, but it all comes in little bags, right? And it only takes time, bit by bit, you can start to create yourself. Bit by bit, you can mold that design and that model together. And once you have finished those pieces, it will become someone who you enjoy looking at, somebody you enjoy feeling like. Treat life like that. Maybe not as fizzy. Don't go down the street and ask to become a Lego figurine. That's not going to work. But just baby steps. You can't magically ask. You can ask somebody to fix it, but that's not going. You're not going to feel like you've made it. You're not going to feel like you've made it. Like baby steps is key. So yeah, I guess that's my bit into there. I think.
I love the Lego analogy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And Rome was not built in a day.
Yes.
It was not built in a day. Let's go.
It takes time.
Have patience with yourself.
Yes.
So, ladies, we are coming to the conclusion of our evening. And I want to say thank you to everybody who is. Yes. This is not the end yet. Don't know. This is not the end yet. Just know. Do you go anywhere? Turn it back on. I swear to God. But anyway. Baby steps. I've got anger. Baby steps, okay? Okay? No, but just okay. So one thing I really want to say, guys, in the chat, for everybody is in here, would you want to see this happen again? Would you like to see this again? Where we can, like, we've got so many, like, questions that we can't answer tonight. I have a feedback form we have said so we can get some feedback on the show. It's been good, and thank you guys for just like jumping in and saying everything that has been mentioned tonight and everything that's been mentioned in the comments. Like, just know it means the world to us. It really, really does. Because at the end of the day, without you, we can be talking about this, which is fine, but without you coming in and saying stuff, it means the world to us. It really, really does.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we have a message from our sponsor. No, like message from our
Coming
sponsor.
in.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I thought I would. So he didn't want to make an appearance today, but I think it's about time that he did. This is the man behind these ideas and this crazy thing, and I would like to personally, with Shireen and Shay, welcome Jester to the show. Welcome, Jester. Come on in.
Hey!
Big bearded man.
Jason.
Big bearded man.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, Queen. It feels so nice not to be on the left side of the screen.
No, we all
It's
finished.
so nice.
There
There we go. So how are you, Jason? How do you think? So has there been anything that has hit you tonight?
No, I think so everybody I obviously divulged information about me and my PTSD. Obviously being officially diagnosed in July.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I was dealing with it for going on a couple of years, and I didn't have anything. You've got to think about a lot of it is society.
Yeah.
Me growing up, I'm the oldest of 13 children. And
Yeah.
it is a case of I have to be the toughest. I have to be the bravest. I have to be mentally the strongest. Because end of the day, do you know what I mean? I'm the older brother. I'm there to look out for my brothers and sisters. I'm there to protect them, that sort of stuff. And the incident that occurred, I won't go into too much information, but it was an incident with my brother where I felt vulnerable. I felt I couldn't do anything to save him. And it is a case of you need to know when. I went on for years where I didn't sit down and have a conversation about that incident. I kept it to myself. Like seeing your brother in harm's way, and not being able to do anything about it is quite. It does a lot to you. It mentally it does a lot. And I just thought, oh, I'm a trooper. Do you know what I mean? I'll stay strong when it was coming up to the anniversaries and that sort of stuff. And it was just a case of you power on because he had a lot of health issues and stuff like that from the accident. So it was just a case as a family we were pushing to make sure he was okay, make sure that the family was okay. But when that starts going away and he's living on his own and stuff like that now, that's when it kind of stepped in. And you put, as an older brother, you do put a lot of pressure on yourself. And honestly, I know it sounds stupid, but music was the one thing that inevitably saved my life. And I am repping them today. I will rep Dreamcatcher all day long.
Yeah, let's go.
Because Dreamcatcher, I know a lot of people take the piss and they take the mick out of me for it, and because I'm a big K-pop fan, but inevitably they saved my life, and it's a debt I cannot repair.
All right.
Yeah.
Like it's thank you for sharing. Now I get to say thank you to you as well. Thank you. And I want to also say thank you to Shireen as well and to Shay, for coming in and like I said before, being asked to do this and stuff like that. I was a bit nervous for a couple of reasons, being how we're going to present this thing, whether we have the sensitivity, and you three. How you've made this happen and how important this is to the community is so well done. It's so well done, and the timing's well done, and everything. Even coming up with the anonymous submission forms, it means a lot more than other people think outside of the box, because it gives people the opportunity to have a voice when nobody else has, when they have never had the chance to. So I just want to say thank you to that. From personally, just I can't clap loud enough. So thank you. I raise my hat to that.
I just want to say I appreciate everybody that's come in, whether they're still here or not. Do you know what I mean? It means the world to us, all four of us on the panel now. It means a lot for us to you guys coming in. If you put something in the anonymous feedback or you put it into chat, trust me, do you know what I mean? We're all one big community, whether you're a part of Kryptic, whether you're a gamer, part of Rise, it doesn't matter. We're all here as one big community, and we're all here to support each other, look out for each other. And there's not a lot of that in this day and age. And I think that we need to bring that back. And that is inevitably why we've made the community and welfare page. Yes, it's Kryptic, and do you know what I mean? And that sort of stuff. But inevitably, we're here to support everybody, whether you're in Kryptic, whether you're in Rise, whether you're in Phase. I hate Phase, but whether you're in Phase, whether you're in Optic, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who you are, what background you are, what ethnicity you are, what orientation. It doesn't matter. We're all one big community. We're all one big family, and we need to look after each other as human beings. And inevitably, that is something I feel 100% passionate about.
I agree. Like,
love that, Jester. Absolutely love that.
Yeah.
So before, is there anything you want to? Well, first of all, I want to ask actually, would you ever do this again?
I just want to jump in on that point. That form there is a welfare podcast feedback. So I want everybody in here now. There's 25 people in here. Please go and fill it out. If you, do you know what I mean? If you want any suggestions, anything like that, do you know, if you want to see another one of these, let us know. Because if we don't get your feedback, we don't know how we've done. And how these guys, do you know what I mean? So I can sit down with these guys and say, people enjoyed this. Like, was the dance party? Did you enjoy it? Do you know what I mean? I know it was a nice little break.
I know I did.
Twerking.
I know I did.
Worked my heart out. I'm saying. Like,
so I was getting ready to do the Vogue, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
So a gay man just gonna dance. I tell you.
I tell you something. We will finish on a dance party. I think
that's a good time.
We finish on a dance party.
Perfect. That's perfect.
Thank you to everybody that has videoed themselves doing the dance party and throwing submissions out. Dance for mental health and all that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's nice to being able to have a smile. I know it sounds stupid and stuff like that, but a smile a day keeps the doctor away. So it's nice to have that ability to just sit there and just laugh at something silly. Whether it's sat there, do you know what I mean? Like, I was a bit annoyed the other day, and these two were doing random dad jokes, and I was just like, "That's terrible. That was terrible." And it's just nice to have that there. So please go and fill out. It doesn't take long. It literally takes 30 seconds, a minute, something like that. It should work.
And another thing,
the form's not working for Teddy Chef.
Let me try another link. Let's see.
It's fine. He's in my front room right now. I'll go for it. I'll fix it. He's literally right there. Like, well, he's not in here, but I'll find it.
I'll put another link in. Try that. I've just done it myself. It does work.
Okay, so another thing, guys. Yeah, try this one. So another thing about that form is another thing as well, which is quite important. I think a lot of us in this call like want to pursue this as a career choice. This is another thing, like, you know, and like to have, even if the feedback is like negative, even if it's positive, we can look at it and improve ourselves, because we may look like right now some pioneer of talking, like, but just know us four have the biggest opportunity now to learn from your comments.
Yeah.
So having the we've been live for 2 hours and 23 minutes. If you can spare 2 minutes to fill out a form, you would not. It sounds like I'm doing like a fucking pyramid scheme, but I do it. It doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't cost you anything. But do it, like, honestly, because without like the input coming in, we can't improve.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Agreed.
Right. So, is there anything? Oh, by the way, but actually, no. I've had enough. Finish. Before we go into a dance party. Make sure you hit that fucking follow on that Kryptic welfare community. I'm swearing. I don't care. It's a bit late. Go hit that follow. It's right there. It's right in there. Hit that up. And you can hit us up on Twitch. Whoever hits Shreen on Twitter. Go hit Jason up on his. Like, go and hit some stuff up. Let's go. We're here to go. Oh, hello. We're moving. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, for the last time, thank you from myself and Sharina, Shay, Jaster.
Before we do it, I'm going to give you guys a chance to promote yourselves.
You sure?
Because I feel like you guys have put a lot of heart and a lot of effort into this. And I want to get a hype in chat for the panelists, please. Let's get a massive hype in chat for these three. What they're bringing to the table is incredible. So I want to see chat going mental, like absolutely send it going. Let's go, come on. We can
I
do
want to
better
see some
than that.
emotes as well.
We can do better than that. We can do better than that. Come on.
I'm going to spam myself. Let's go. Oh yeah! Oh yes! Oh, I've sent too many things. Let's go party. We love it. We love it.
So I'll give you guys individually about a minute, 30 seconds to promote yourself, or promote whatever you want to do, any cause, any charity, whatever you want to do. You've got 30 seconds. Shay, we'll start with you, and then yes.
Hi guys, I'm Shay, the Sunshine Sith. I'm an NA content creator, and I am recently been moved up to the head of business operations for Kryptic. I just want to say Kryptic is an amazing family. We are always looking for new members. I'm just so incredibly grateful for the opportunities I've got there. I'm also a huge proponent of mental health and mental wellness. So if you ever feel like you need resources or help or anything, please do not be afraid to contact me. You can find me on Twitter on the Sunshine Sith. Please send me a DM, anything. I love what I do, and I will be here for you guys. Just thank you so much for today and for everything.
There we go.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Hi guys, first of all I want to say thank you to all you beautiful people that have stayed and chatted in the chat and hyping up everyone and also helping people in the chat. You guys have been amazing. You can catch me on Twitter on Not Saigan. I absolutely love helping people, and I am also part of Kryptic Gaming welfare team, and thank you again so much. I can't thank you guys enough, and don't be afraid to call any of these guys. You know, that's what they're here for. Thank you guys again.
Oh, hello. Beautiful. Lol. I'm gonna pretend that I know. Okay, I'm a gamer. I'm a neighborhood homosexual. I don't know how. I never know how to do these bits. But yeah, follow me on. You have the chance now to follow me on Oh Hey Gamer. It's right there. I'm close. I'm like 7 away from 600 people, which is great. So if I can hit that today, that'd be great. I've got Titan series, which is Mortal Kombat thing, £1,000 giveaway. But another thing, the main thing I want to push here, regardless of my channel, is what these lovely ladies and Jay has done. Feel free to hit me up on my DMs. My DMs are completely open. And guys, don't underestimate what you can and can't do. Help is here. We're right here for it. And thank you for everyone who has supported this welfare podcast. And thank you for Kryptic for inviting me to be part of it. Much love. Mwah, mwah.
Yes.
So I've just been looking at the submission form, and the feedback has been incredible. So thank you to everybody.
Thank you.
Everybody said they've enjoyed it. Everybody's been raving about the dance parties, so thank you very much for that.
Yes.
Yes, we all love it. We all, end of the day, it's about having fun. So on that note, I think it's time to have a final dance party.
Fucking let's.
However,
let's fucking.
I want to see. We've had maximum 2 per dance party. I want to see everybody.
Yes!
Surprise visitor.
So Kyle's going to get involved as well. Everybody, get your cameras out. Yeah, you've got 60 seconds, and we're going to do one big dance party together as a community, welfare community. And let's do it. Let's do it. Are we all ready? Are we all ready?
Ready.
Let's do this. So you've got 30 seconds. I'll do the countdown like I normally do. I'll do the countdown so then you know. Because it's party time.
Yes.
All the time. Get them cameras out, let's go!
What the fuck happened?
Wow.
What happened? I missed it. I was in the zone. What happened?
Dan okay?
Are you okay, Dan? He doesn't have a headset. Oh fuck! He doesn't have a headset on.
Exercising for a month.
Alan, I was driving a truck. Don't judge me.
So, everybody, the form is there. Please go and give us as much feedback. You know what I mean? If you want to see something else, or you want to see, do you know what I mean? If you want to talk about other things and stuff like that, and what you want us to cover, please put it in there. Do you know what I mean? The more information you put in there, the better for us. So thank you to everybody stopping by. We're not just going to end. We're probably going to go and give somebody a nice little raid. Go and give somebody a bit of love. Nice. Let's do, instead of just doing hashtag raid when we go in, I bet we do welfare raid as one big community. We do a welfare raid. So,
Dan, are you also okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Head of chef as well. Nice little cameo there, my dude.
Cameo,
love that. So
let's raid.
Yeah, who we going to raid? Let's have a look.
Oh yeah.
I think I've got a good idea. I think I've got a good idea who we're gonna go and raid. Yeah. Right. Let's go and raid.
Let's raid. Raid chain.
Oh yeah.
And guys, as well, since it's Welfare Day, well, the mental health. Why don't we just when we're raiding? I want to see so many follows. I just want to go bam, 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 bam. You want to destroy that follow button. I'm not gonna lie.
Yes.
Like spread the love. There's love. I'm sorry, I did not get on my hands and knees and fall off a man's back into a Fanta can for you not to follow this individual.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And
last stretch and let's raid.
Last stretch.
Stretch for the raid.
Right. Let's go and raid. We're going to raid Mr. Scotty Sheep. Kyle, it is your brother. We're going to be raiding. Let's go and give him some love. He's somebody that's pretty new to streaming, but let's go and absolutely give him some love and support. So, yes, thank you very much. See you in a bit, peeps.
Peace.
Bye, guys.